got some wonderful background noise, so we'll get things started. Hey, once again, welcome. I'm Bo McMichael with Adam Collins. This is Score 58 Network bringing you live Women's National Football Conference. The Atlanta Phoenix lost the toss. The North Florida Pumas decided to defer. It's going to be a wonderful weekend of action here on a Saturday, pre-Easter excitement here. Adam, how you doing tonight, sir?
I'm great, man.
All right.
We're still too far away, though.
We're still too far away.
Yeah, we're 15 yards away from.
They're going to get started here.
From the kick.
Hopefully they'll move up and get things started here in just a minute.
Special teams, man.
I know it's one of those key moments of the games right here. Well, we're glad to have everybody with us. We're going to go ahead and get things started here. We got Adam calling the game. I'll assist and help as well. This is week 3 of WNFC action here with the Score 58 Network, going with the WNFC live TV action, getting ready to go with the Ustream here soon, and off with the kickoff.
There's the kick. It's a short kick, going to be fielded about 30-yard line. She's coming around she was headed around the right side. She takes it left. She's got a little room, has the edge, but she's going to get run out of bounds. Nice return by Chevala Jones, and good starting field position for the Phoenix. I'm trying to see where they're going to mark this.
Looks like right around the 47-yard line. No, 46-yard line. Looks like that's where it's going to occur. Once again, we're live here at Pebblebrook High School. We got a couple of games kicking off right now. We only have one game in particular starting at the same time. It's the New Orleans Hippies and the Alabama Fire. They kick off at the same time. We'll give you updates as we get information towards you. They are not live streaming. Our first live stream other game will occur around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Once again, glad to have everybody with us.
Have a little technical difficulty with this line of scrimmage.
It's for if you need help, let me know.
Put it on the 46 and hit send.
You got to hit send. Here, hand it to me. Give it a shot.
All right. There's Langley under center. Wishbone backfield. Motion to the right-hand side. They're going to do a blast play right here. Here we come around the right side. If I'm not mistaken, that's Tony Fuller, and there she goes. And they're lucky they ran her out of bounds when they did, because last week's Player of the Week for the Atlanta Phoenix, we all know what she can do. She is wrecking folks on her way to the end zone.
Yes, that is definitely an understatement.
But that's going to bring up a first down for the Phoenix at the North Florida 44-yard line, 43-yard line. I apologize.
No need to apologize. You're fine. We'll get all our graphics taken care of here in just a minute. I love taking time of what we got going on here. We're going to get our scoreboard up and running here in just a minute.
Again, they're in the bone. Motion to the left side, and there's the toss. Fuller is running. She gets hawked down in the backfield, though. That's going to be a big defensive play for North Florida. Nice play by number 14, LaRoya Bauer. Nicely done. I think she missed her cut right there. I saw a seam, but it's easy for me to see a seam. Nobody's chasing me.
No, nobody's chasing you.
Nobody's chasing me, and my view is about 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, that's definitely true in that manner. I would agree with you on that.
But, that's always one of those nice things. Phoenix doing really well. Big talk right now of the Atlantic Division, them and the Texas Elite Spartans. A lot of people think these are the two teams to beat. Back to action. Langley under center. Slot to the right-hand side. Eye backfield. North Florida loading the line. There it is on the ISO. Good defensive stand up front, but Fuller's just not having it.
No.
She is just not having it. And there she goes. And tackled again by number 14, LaRoya Bauer.
22-yard line?
At the 22-yard line. They're going to mark her out at the 25.
At the 25.
Again, the 26.
You're going to have to get things right here, man, if I'm going to be able to keep up with you, man.
And it looks like they just called a timeout. Okay, there we go. We got to go in the right direction this time.
All right.
That's a timeout for North Florida. That's their first time out of the game, but they're just trying to stop the bleeding right now. For those of you that watched the game last week, it was a definitive victory for the Phoenix, 55-7 at North Florida at their home field.
And there's the wind blew that up, man. You're okay. I'm going to make me a cocktail to get through the rest of the game.
Yeah.
You know, one of the most interesting things, this is the first weekend where we're seeing back-to-back actions between teams that have already played each other. We have a rematch between not only the Atlanta Phoenix and the North Florida Pumas, but we are seeing a rematch between the Hippies and the Fire out of Alabama, and we actually get to see a for week one rematch between the Houston Heat and the Texas Elite Spartans here in just a little bit. So we have a long evening planned for you. We even have possibly another game. The LA Bobcats are going to take on the newest team to the WNFC, the Phoenix Prowlers, but we're not sure if they're actually going to be able to stream, so we'll know that information as time goes on. So right now it's 1st and 10, ball on the 26. Adam, take it away.
Slot right, pistol left backfield right there. Langley trying to roll to her left and just has to get rid of it. It looked like maybe she was trying to run the ball because Mosley's out there on the left side and she's blocking, so I don't think she was expecting – somebody zigged where they should have zagged on that one.
And that's always sometimes the case, so I definitely understand that.
But that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. The Phoenix just at the edge of the red zone. They lived in it last week. It really was one of those games where the game was on one side of the field. Langley under center, backfield, slide out to the left side. Deep handoff right there. And there she goes.
She's going to bang her head on the goalpost right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Marcy Myers on the carry. I'm sorry, Shadela Reese. That is 23, correct?
Yes.
The numbers are a little tough. I do like the jerseys, but
the
silver is hard to see.
As my old man in his captain seat was sitting there saying, hey, we need to make sure that we get – bring my glasses. That's the first thing that came out of your mouth. You spent about 15 minutes writing on our chalkboard, and you said, I can't even read what I'm writing. So that's good. Good times, man. Good times indeed.
Yeah, my vision is not the sharpest.
No. And it's okay. You know, we'll work with what you have. So with no further ado, we'll get things started here. Square it down here. It's 6-0, looking for the extra point.
Katie Williamson out for the kick. Snap, hold. It's up, and it's good. Little side note there, Bo. Did you know that Katie's a SCAD master's graduate?
I tell you one thing, the knowledge that you were bringing to me tonight, I'm not aware of that. I mean, it's just great. And ladies and gentlemen, people that tune in to us, we'll have an opportunity to do some phone calls here later. But for all the teams that there's a lot of teams that are on a bye right now. So if you are on a bye, make sure that you send me some information concerning your sponsorship. To make sure they do that from a sponsor perspective. We got to make sure that we give all our team sponsors here in the WNFC Live TV. You can see that down here with the Atlanta Phoenix sponsors is Revolutionary Chiropractic. And do you remember, Coach?
Dream Medical.
You just pull that out of midair. That's just amazing. Getting ready for the kickoff. That was a pretty quick, easy 7-0 score there.
Yeah, I mean, this has got to be tough for North Florida. Not only are you traveling, but you got absolutely shellacked last week.
And as I'm drinking my cocktail on Easter Sunday, you got to do what you got to do. It's not necessarily too bad. You can see the scores come up from week one. We always show the different results, but they are 1-2. This is a good game to see what can come up.
Okay, they made them move back. They're making them be 15 yards from the kick.
Is this a new rule?
Oh.
We're going to have to figure that out.
Yeah,
that'll be a question we ask. Yes.
And there's a Williamson kick. She sky kicks it. It looks like it was fielded at about the 25-yard line. Going to be run out of bounds at about the 43. Tackle made by number 5, Crystal Reese. I was trying to get a number on the return person, but was unable to. Little side note about Reese. LaGrange gal. She's from Callaway High School.
Okay.
Lots of good football down there.
So this is going to be seeing North Florida's first opportunity to show what they have on offense here. Ball's on the you're going to say the 41. Hey, Coach, if you can't give me the right thing, I'm running the possession here. I can do what I can do.
I'll try to be a little more accurate. It is 1st and 10. and the score is 7-0. How about that?
You're good, man. You're good. I am what we call busting your chops here, man. That's all I'm trying to do.
I'll be happy to do the board. I just couldn't do it when
No,
it wasn't
you started
registering.
panicking a little bit, so I was like, hey, man, I'll do the board. You call the plays out. We're good.
Gun with a sniffer back to the left. There's a snap, quarterback run, straight quarterback run, and she has some room right there.
Ran into a brick wall of sorts.
She's going to get piled up right there. It's not good.
She was able to gain about 3 yards, it looked like.
Before she ran into Nia Carlton. And there's no forgiveness there.
They're going to say it got all the way to the 44.
Tania went to the Aviation Institute of Maintenance.
Okay.
I tell you what, there's good money in that.
Oh, I'm telling you. I mean, for the amount of planes that are in the air right here, it's going to be 2nd down and 7. Ball on the 46. 44. My bad.
It's that same look, the gun with the sniffer back off to the left, same play. And there goes the quarterback, and she's making good progress. She's going to be close to a first down. Looks like J-Rock got in on that tackle.
And they're going to give it her first down. They're moving the chains.
What they're doing right now is basic football. You just send more people than they can deal with.
Well, I mean, and it's wondering what they learned from the first week. Those are the things that go through my mind is saying, okay, hey, what did we get out of this perspective? What are we able to do overall-wise? Those are things that go through my mind.
They had some bright spots last week. I will come back to that. Sniffer back to the right, gun backfield. Looked like somebody started early that time.
But they're not going to call that. They were able to get right on there. No gain. Who was that? Number 79. She came in with her motorcycles and decided to just fly off and have a little fun.
I don't have a 79. I have a 78 to Nia Carlton. I'm pretty sure that's who that is.
Right. I mean, yes. And I know different jersey numbers. What are they going to call offsides? Yes.
That is what they're going to call.
Yes. Flag on the play. Blah, blah, blah.
I did not see it drop. That's the first penalty of the game. Hopefully the last.
Now, one thing we will tune in real quick during certain timeouts, the North Florida Pumas actually broadcast the game as well, and they've done a great job as time went on. It looks like this might be a timeout, or they're kind of taking a moment here to see what's going on. So we'll get a chance to see that.
Looks like somebody's a little banged up coming off field.
But if I get an opportunity, I'll throw that up there and to see that. And I'll search for. Go ahead.
This is one of those things. Atlanta's offense is so dominant in the middle. I mean, defense is so dominant in the middle.
Do you go to the outside to be successful?
They're running off tackle, and they're doing the offensive version of a blitz. You just send more people than they can handle.
Right.
Because you got the sniffer back over there. You got your tight end over there, and then you just run everybody that way.
Well, Coach, help me out here. Playing a team back-to-back like this, what are you and I know the biggest famous line that you gave me last week was just throw away and burn the tape if you're the Pumas.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's 55-7. You burn the tape, this and this, and you were hoping for a little bit better outcome, and you didn't get it, a lot of yada, yada, yada. But what do you do, on the flip side of things, getting ready for this particular game, 1st and 5?
Well, there's a snap, quick give, headed for the right side, and it's going nowhere. Carried by number 25 for the Pumas, Alexandra Perry, brought down by a host of Phoenix players. So lots of folks in there on that one.
No gain on the play. Is that what you're giving on that part?
Yeah, no gain.
2nd down and 5, ball on the 45.
But, if it's me, I'm going back and I'm trying to find, when I look at the Phoenix, I don't want to run between the tackles. I got to hit outside if I'm going to have a chance.
Right.
Because inside there's tough sledding right there. Slot out to the right side, gun backfield, there's a snap. Quarterback drops, throws it out to her left side, had a completion, couldn't hold on right there. Ball intended for number 24, that's Skittles Broxy. Just couldn't come down with it. Good job on the defense right there, jarring that ball loose.
Good job on the pronunciation of Skittles. I went through and looked at all their nicknames. when I was throwing that stuff out there for you. So I was excited about that I could get that to you.
Well, I truly appreciate it.
No problem. It's the things that I don't do is what matters, not necessarily.
The fact that the board's not magnetized, that's a real problem.
Hey, man, you got to work past that. We got an arena league going on right now that I'm trying to pay attention to and making sure everything else is copacetic across the board. So, hey, we're doing what we can.
All right, quarterback drops, looking out to her left, trying to let it fly. Oh, lucky that one was not picked. Looked like they were trying to throw a deep out right there, but really good coverage by number 30, Asia Bakar, for the Phoenix. She was right there. I thought she might pick that one off.
Now, that's 4th down and 10. Looks like they're going to go for it here.
4th and 5.
4th and 5. I'm sorry, 4th and 5 here. Thank you. Appreciate the.
Okay, there's
a
bazillion people on the field.
Well, she's realizing that. She's got to run off.
Yeah, okay, because I was like, either there's not enough people on the line of scrimmage, there's way too many people out there. And there's a snap.
Oh.
And they get it away barely.
Number 79 came in like a rolling thunder. She's going to take it to the outside, number 5, with the punt return.
Pretty good return right there by number 5, Crystal Reese.
All the way back to the 30-yard line. And that's where the Phoenix will take over.
And this is, the upside of that possession for North Florida is that they did get a first down.
I would agree. And I felt like that they were moving in the right direction.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were starting to do some stuff. I mean, because the thing is, if you could get that off-tackle running game going, even if you're having to use your quarterback.
Right.
If you get the off-tackle running game going, you can pull people in and start working the perimeter passing game.
I would agree.
And here comes the Phoenix. They come out in split backs. Langley under center. She's directing traffic and moved Mosley to the right side. And here we go. And there's a snap. Langley dropping, has to get rid of it quick.
Oh, wow.
Just outside the reach of number 11, Shavala Jones. That had 6 written all over it.
It did.
She was all by herself running down the seam.
I mean, you can see this real quick here. I mean, they did a great job of faking it. You're going to see this right here. She knew what she wanted to set up right here in this particular play. And if you keep an eye on the tight end, because it was the tight end that was wide open, right? I mean, she is untouched. Just out the reach right there. Just out the reach.
Yeah, you got to get your hands on the tight end.
Goodness gracious. 2nd down.
Same look for the Phoenix. Just plain old right split backs. There's a snap. Give around the left side. Fuller with some room. She's got the edge, and there she goes down the sideline.
She's going to bang her head on the goalpost.
See ya.
Give her 6.
Yep. And she's on her way to being Player of the Week again.
Yeah, that is definitely a given right there.
She gave the crowd, "Are you not entertained?" right there. Because it's just too easy.
I mean, you can see the replay right here. Right now, when she gets that ball, at this point, that block by number 4 for the Phoenix, and then the block and the speed alone.
That and the entire defense is doing the I want to tackle you from the side bit.
Instead of working on the angles. Right.
Instead of coming up and sticking your face in there.
Okay, so we jumped on them last week. We had some turnovers and a lot of things we were questioning. Hey, the score could have been different. Right now, I mean, one thing that we said is this going to turn into a blowout. And that, to me, is a concern from an overall perspective.
Another great Williamson kick right there.
Great job.
Good snap, good hold. It's up and through. But last week one of the things was I felt like the Phoenix was sloppy with a lot of stuff because it started out just like it's starting out now. They started really fast, and I was thinking to myself, okay, they're fixing to blast them.
Right.
But, last week then the Pumas had that big slant that went all the way, and I was like,
and that kind of slowed things down for a second. Right.
But only for a second.
No, it did. I mean, I agree. I mean, probably what's very interesting, the Phoenix are about to go on a 2-week bye. They will not play for a full. The next time they get on the field will be the second week of May.
I don't know if I like that or not.
It's one of the ones when you have a 15-league team like this, that's one of the things that you have to deal with. Everybody's going to have a 2-week bye. Some people choose to do a week on, a week off type thing, but a lot of these teams right now are going to be taking 2-week byes, and it's just one of those things. North Florida's doing the same thing with the kickoff going down.
And there's the kick, and here comes the kickoff team.
Oh, goodness.
And she ran right into the teeth of the monster
She
right
did.
there.
She did on that part. I would agree with you on that.
That kickoff return by number 24, Broxy.
You can't hear me, but I'm cutting myself off for a second, man. Just relax.
Gotcha. Nice play right there. The WNFC being brought to you by Rydell and Adidas. That's one of the ways you know this is big-time football, big-time sponsors. The Atlanta Phoenix being brought to you by Dream Medical, Revolution Chiropractic, and our third sponsor is – anyways, we'll come back to you with that.
Hey, man, I was just we're getting ready to do some phone calls here in a minute, and I have some people chirping at the bit a little bit, so I was trying to get my phone call set up. Sorry about that, Coach.
Run coming to the right side right here. There's a snap. Fakes a give, tries to boot out to her left, looking for some space. Good, tough run. Going to pick up about 3. Nice run by Rocky Phillips for the North Florida Pumas. And she's going to go out there and be introduced to LaVonda Parker.
About 2nd down and 9, you would say?
I would say 2nd down and 7.
2nd down and 7. You a nice man. I'm going to give him 8.
Okay.
All right.
We'll call it 8.
36.
You can see further than I can.
Yes. Blind man walking. It's okay.
Yes.
Blind man walking.
Reminds me of SNL skit I'll have to show you.
I'm trying to get up the couple of YouTube's things going here. So once again, we're glad to have you here with us on the WNFC TV Live. Getting ready to head over to Ustream here in about a week or so. So get ready for some action here tonight. We got 3 games on set.
Still heavy right. There's a snap. Try to run to the right side, but
Bringing
no
down.
doing.
Who was that?
No doing.
She's going to help her up. Looks like number 92.
I think that's number 92, yeah, Taryn Stringer.
For the Phoenix. I'm going to call it 3rd down right now. 3rd down and about 8. Ball's on the 36.
Taryn, a nurse, got her BSN.
Wow. I've spent a lot of time over this past week researching everybody and kind of figuring out where everybody's at. So it's very interesting to see that. It's a good cough, Coach. You hang in there. Your day going okay so far, sir?
So far, so good, man.
So far, so good.
Had to fix the baby gate at the top of the steps, but other than that, I'm good. That was a little frustrating.
Did you get it done?
I finally did get it done, yes.
All right, man. Here we go. 3rd and 8.
There's a snap. Give around the right side.
Nothing.
Left side on an ISO.
Nothing there.
And
Coach, what we going to do here? I mean,
they're not
70,
having it.
They can't block 79
Is
at
that
all.
79 or 78?
I'm going to call her 79. It might just be the number jersey changes over.
Because I have Tania Carlton.
I'm going to just call her Tania Carlton on this part. I mean, what we're going to do right here is we'll show this play again real quick, and I'll pay attention to the punts. I mean, the penetration that she gets in the hole right here on the right guard, on the left side, she's just not putting up with it. She's holding them up and going that, getting ready for the punt.
She's taking a double team and just splits a double team.
Yes.
And there's the punt that barely gets away. It's going to be fielded.
She takes it
by
to the
Crystal
outside.
Reese, and she's hit the seam.
She did hit the seam, didn't she? She's all the way
got
to
some
40.
Oh, good gravy.
Oh, let her pop up on that one. It was a good hit.
Yeah, she got rocked.
Good hit on that part.
She got rocked right there. I don't know what they're talking about.
Rock the taskbar, Goodness gracious.
Yes, everybody loves the clash.
Yes, they do.
Personal foul. Okay, did you see a signal of a penalty?
No,
other
I did
than
not.
personal foul? I wonder what that was. Probably hitting somebody in the back. That would be my guess.
That's usually the most honest.
That's just one of those things that occurs on returns, especially when somebody hits the middle. Because I don't know what happens in people's minds when. I mean, because if she gets tackled right there, it's better than taking a 15-yard penalty. Well, geez, that happened basically where she caught it.
Right, and he's going to take it all the way back. Looks like they're going to start right at the 46-yard line.
Looking forward to another exciting week in the WNFC. Teams really starting to separate themselves in both divisions.
We'll have an opportunity to kind of talk a little bit more about that here shortly. It's 1st and 10 balls on the 46 for the Phoenix, looking to add on to this 14-0 lead here in the first quarter. There's an opportunity for the Pumas to step up. I think this is it.
Slot out to the left, out backfield. Langley takes a snap, drops, is under pressure as it rolls out to her right, evades pressure, and then just throws it out there. They're going to call that incomplete. That's a gift right there. I thought that might be intentional grounding. However, I forget. I'm so used to watching all different kinds of football.
Right.
She's outside the tackle box,
And
so
it makes it okay in that sense. I understand.
I apologize.
Yeah, nobody's going to hold it against you.
I'm a college guy by trade.
I know. But when we talk about the Atlantic Conference and the Pacific Conference, we definitely can see definitely some changes going on between it. You get two really top teams in the Atlantic Conference between the Texas Elite and the Atlanta Phoenix, and then everybody else is kind of hanging out in the Pacific. It's kind of a bottleneck over there in the Pacific, and we'll have some time to talk about that once the second game here starts.
Backfield, slot out to the left. Langley under center. There's a snap. She drops, throws it.
Wide open.
There it goes.
Bang her head on the goalpost. Goodness gracious alive.
If I'm not mistaken.
Number 20. No. What is it?
Is that 6? That's
Mosley.
Mosley.
Goodness gracious alive. They got some great they're doing a great job on touchdown performances. I mean, they're working.
Yeah, they really worked on this.
They did. I even got a text from the general manager. They wanted to make sure that we were videotaping and getting the promotional piece. I mean, you can see the touchdown right here. It's the same thing that we saw before, and nobody's covering the tight end.
I'm not sure what the DB's back there looking at.
And, I mean, it must be that the free safety is not in the blocks right there. They must push them out to lead that to be a wide-open touchdown right there.
Katie Williamson out to kick. She's going to get her work this evening.
Coach, we're sitting in here in a 21-0 lead here in the first quarter.
There's a snap. Hold, kick, it's up, and it's good.
So is this something we should be concerned about, that it's going to be a consistent nature here? 1st and 10, we're them playing the same team over and over again, same game over. It's just one of those ones. As you can see at the bottom, we're talking about the players of the week. Coach, talk to me a little bit about the players of the weeks this past week. Can you throw that up on the screen? I mean, throw that up on the sheet, the things that are running at the bottom. Each week, Adidas and the WNFC awards $250 cash prize and also $100 in Adidas gear to the players of the week. The Atlantic Player of the Week went to this past week went to the Texas Elite Spartans, Mrs. Gore. She was able to get 3 touches on 100 yards, 5 tackles on defense, 2 deflections, and a pick 6 for 60 yards. We're off with the kickoff right now. And on the Pacific side, giving it to the Utah Falcons, Miss Tia Tanella. Looks like
Tina.
Tina? What did I say?
Tina Tila.
Tina Tila. Thank you. You do a great job with pronunciation. I am not that person. The first time I ever saw the Battle of Iwo Jima, I took a deep breath and handed it to somebody else. That's about all I can say in that situation. Here we go. 1st and 10 balls. Looks like it's on the 35, you would say?
Yeah. Hey, just the ladies who were nominated from their respective teams: Mercy Scott for the San Diego Rebellion, Rashida Young for the Alabama Fire, Jackie McCall for the Seattle Majestics, Ashley Austin Bean for the Los Angeles Bobcats, Kanisha Platter for the Nebraska Nighthawks, and our very own Tony Fuller for the Atlanta Phoenix, who absolutely went off.
Yes. And it's nice that they're doing this each week. We had winners last week. I mean, in week one, we'll always kind of roll that down at the bottom to give proper props out to everybody. So it's just one of those things to be able to do. Here shortly, we're going to run some Twitter feed out for everybody.
Heavy left. There it goes.
Nothing there. Goodness gracious.
Instant penetration by J-Rock right there. No going. You're not going anywhere. Nice attempt by Rocky Phillips, but at best she got back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to give her half a yard. So it's 2nd and 9.5.
So you're going to do I give it 10 or 9? I'm going to give it 9.
I mean, I felt like that was a pretty generous spot. But,
yes, I would agree.
Ball's on the 37, basically.
Ball's on the 37. We're still here in the first quarter. Home opener here for the Atlanta Phoenix at Pebblebrook High School. Appreciate you opening the doors to us, Pebblebrook.
Okay, balanced formation this time, a little different. Tight end to the right, sniffer back to the left, gun backfield. Rocky Phillips drops, throws it out to her left, has a man.
Oh goodness.
And she was going to the house with that one.
She was going to bump her head on the goalpost.
Broxy could not hang on to it.
Bump her head on the goalpost.
Where I come from, she dropped it. It's good defense.
Oh, goodness gracious, Coach.
But, yeah, she had beaten coverage right there. Coach, she beat the corner and the safety who was coming over to help.
Coach, we're going to see this on the replay. It's going to make you sick to your stomach right here.
She was fixing to go to the house.
Yeah. About 5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. I mean, we're going to just see that. Just watch it. Oh, and she's knowing. It's making my stomach hurt right there. Goodness gracious.
Asia Bakar was coming over to try and help, but she was coming over and pulled up like the play was already going to be made. And if she catches that, she's gone.
Yep.
Because we know Broxy can roll from last week.
Yes. Bump her head on the goalpost rolling right there.
A little bit different look for him this time. Just a right with a gun backfield. There's a snap. Phillips throws across the middle, has a man, and
has a woman.
She's down.
Sorry, man, I had to do it.
It's a term.
I know. Has a person.
88.
I know. I love you, buddy. You make me smile every day. Have a whoa.
Teach Haynes on the catch.
Ball's on the 49 on the positive side, which is good.
Please understand, if I ever say anything like
well, I'm not holding it against you, buddy.
To me, that's like if I said mankind. I'm referring to everyone.
I know. You can send the
send the complaints to Craig Chapman.
Yeah, Craig Chapman. We'll roll his email up here in a minute. 1st and 10.
Slot left gun for the Pumas. 5-man front. And lots of holding going on right there, and we got to pick that one.
Yeah, we do. We got to take it to the house right there. Once again, if you want to Twitter us you just go ahead and type in the Twitter for the WNFC Football League, and then we'll throw your Twitter up there. Right now, we're just kind of rolling what's going on there for Twitter feed a little bit. I wanted to show that and give proper indication towards it. Right now, it looks like it's a timeout for the Atlanta Phoenix.
Well, they should call a timeout because Tania Carlton just got mugged. They're all but riding on her back into the backfield there. So, anywho
is exactly right. That was a good job, man. How do you feel about saying that? Anywho, are you okay with that? It comes across kind of raw, Anywho, you do a good job with it.
A little update on rankings right now. Number 1, the Utah Falcons. 2, the Texas Elite Spartans, who are also in the same division with the Atlantic Division with the Atlanta Phoenix. San Diego Surge at number 3. Number 4, the Atlanta Phoenix. Number 5, the LA Bobcats. Number 6, the Alabama Fire. 7, the Seattle Majestics. 8, the North Florida Pumas. 9, the Nebraska Nighthawks. 10, the San Diego Rebellion. 11, the Houston Heat. 12, the Denver Bandits. 13, the Las Vegas Silver Stars. And number 14, the New Orleans Hippies.
Here we go, 2nd down and 10.
Just a left look with a gun backfield. There's a snap. Heat coming from the Phoenix. They're bearing down on her, but she's able to get it off, and that ball's going to be complete. We saw the middle be open last week. Teach Haynes coming down again. If it was me, I would cover her. I'm just saying. But lots of pressure right there. Looked like the Phoenix sent 7. And, when you send folks, you got to get there.
Ball's going to be right at the 34-yard line.
Big first down for the Pumas. You're down 21. You score right here, you can still climb back into this game.
I would agree. And Eastern Standard Time, it's right around 7:40. We'll get ready to throw a little action here and see what the Texas Elite have to offer here shortly. They're taking on the Houston Heat.
Slot left. Gun look for the Pumas. High snap right there, fielded by Phillips. She's able to get it out. It's a floater.
Oh, yeah, she's taking it the other way.
See ya.
Oh, she's getting her stride on right here.
And there we go. I'm pretty sure that's Crystal Reese.
And this will be brought to you by the North Florida Pumas right here. A little too loud? Oh, you got a cough? It's all right. North Florida Pumas telecast. Going to bring you that little action right there.
That's really unfortunate because it looked like that they were starting to put together a drive, and then just to have it blow up in your face like that, that's tough.
Looked like a skirmish occurred a little bit. We came out of that showing the interception. Looks like number 55 and 79 got into it a little bit. I don't know if it's 55, but they're not too happy about the situation at hand. They've definitely, in one of the ones when you're playing each other back-to-back like this, I can believe it getting a little heated.
Yeah, tempers are going to flare.
Oh, goodness gracious. That is definitely an understatement, to say the least.
They're trying to explain right now, the head coach, is what's going on.
They're a little frustrated about it.
This is always one of those things you find from good referees. If a referee will just talk to me,
well,
I stay a whole lot calmer than I would otherwise.
Right, when they're not willing to. But understand this, you had the defensive team turning into, and I don't think we're going to be able to see it, but I'm going to see if I can bring it back here just a minute while they're trying to scope it out here. Let's see. I'll see what I can do about doing this. I'm going to bring it up here real quick. Let's see if we can see where the block, the interception occurred right here. So let's see. That's where the argument occurred back there with the orange
It looked like
shirts.
it might have been hands to the face right there.
Yeah, I mean
but,
they were a little frustrated.
It didn't look like a brawl. It looked like enthusiastic blocking.
Oh, I mean, well, the a defensive person becomes the offensive person, and the old head on a swivel becomes a full effect.
Is if you're trained for one thing, doing another is not always so easy.
No, I would agree. I would definitely agree with you on that part. Crazy interaction across the board. We got NBA playoffs going on. We got the Braves game running a double header right here. So our brains are definitely all over the place. So it's always nice to see that. We're getting close to some action. I'm going to kind of tune in to see if I can get any information here on the Alabama Fire Hippies game, New Orleans Hippie.
I'm with Valdo on that one. I'm predicting a huge loss.
Well, you said something real quick. You said Valdo. Talk to me a little. Valipino. Valipino does a great job.
You're saying it like jalapeno.
I did. I rolled that out there. I'll just call him Walter. I feel like I don't know him, but I
think
his
name is Wayne.
Thank you, Wayne or Walter, depending on how you look at it.
Wayne Valdepina.
Yeah, well, we're going to call him Wayne.
He calls himself Valdo.
Yes.
I like Valdo.
You like Valdo? Okay. His daughter, Shelby, she kicks for the Texas Elite. You did a good job covering your mouth right there, coughing right there. We'll have to do that. That I didn't hear it, so you're good.
All right, good.
So I like that idea.
Good deal.
No problem. So getting here ready for the first down. They look like they're going to take the ball. They're trying to figure out where they're going to spot it. But Wayne.
Offsetting looks like what they declared.
Waldo. Is Waldo? What is his name? Wayne Doe?
Valdo.
Valdo.
Or I don't know if it's Valdo or Valdo. Valdo's prediction.
All right. Did a great job with balls on the 30-yard line, kind of giving a recap of the Atlantic and Pacific Coast. If you ever want to, go ahead and like that Facebook page on the WNFC. He gives a great idea. His daughter is a kicker for the Texas Elite, and he couldn't be more prouder. So he just said, hey, I'm going to invest and play out a little bit and do that and kind of get some more.
Enjoy reading his game recaps. They're funny.
Oh, they're good. I mean, he you could tell that he's paying attention to the games. that are out there. He's like, hey, this is what happened here and here. You know, the thing that got my mind is that who was it? Who scored their first touchdown? The New Orleans Hippies scored their first touchdown ever this past week against the Alabama Fire. Speaking of that, I'll start searching for the Alabama Fire and see if we can get any information from them.
I like the fact the Atlanta coaches are dressed up like
it's 300 below.
Yeah, like
it's a little chilly outside. You would complain based on the press box at the Pebblebrook. We would be outside. There's nothing but windows. My filmers on the stands at this point.
I would be peeved. Yeah.
Yes, I know. That's why we're sitting here enjoying cold beverages in the name of Score 58 Network.
And we're not at high school, so we can do that.
Amen. Said said everything to everything at this point. So,
but yeah, he's got the skull cap. I mean, he's got the full on.
It's a little chilly. I will say this. I mean, you're wearing your sweatshirt. I appreciate you representing. That's good. I chose not to, so that's not bad. Alabama Fire. Let's see what they have to say on the old Score Stream and Facebook world.
Bullet backfield. Slot left, sniffer to the right side, motion coming over from right to left, and there's the give. Just going to be an ISO. And here she comes. I believe that ball was carried by number 4, Shanice Wheeler. Nice, tough run right there. Flag on the play.
We're going to call holding is my guess at this point. Personal foul. Face mask.
On the offense.
Both of us calling it. We're mind readers, you know. There's 2 minutes left to go on the clock here in the first quarter. It has been all the Atlanta Phoenix in the first quarter, to say the least.
But, you know, we're starting to witness the Phoenix, you know, defeating themselves.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the one thing that you can't do. But you get 2 weeks off. You've got to work on things at this point. You're up 21-0. You need to be able to work. It's second down with 15 yards. It's going to be second down and what?
Well, it's going to be first and like 25.
First and 25. Thank you, buddy. Ball's on the 42, 46.
46.
Thanks, man.
Slot to the right side. Sniffer to the left. Bullet backfield. Langley in the gun. Basically got poor man's doubles here. Motion from left to right. There's a snap. Nice job
Wrestled
right there.
down right there.
By the Phoenix.
Loss of about 2, give or take, 4 yards.
Same play, just ran it to the other side that time. No doing. 3 Pumas in on that play.
It's going to be second down and 30. Ball's on the 50.
Yeah, this is not what you're looking for. You just had an interception return. It puts you at let's see, what is this, 27, so the 33-yard line.
Right, of where you're hoping to get. Clock is ticking. We're right under 2 minutes here in the first quarter of action here at Pebblebrook High School. I'm Bowman Michael with Adam Collins, Score 58 Network, bringing you WNFC TV live football. Here we go.
Straight doubles. Langley lets it fly and just out of the reach.
And that was just contact right there missing. That was it.
Just out of the reach of Jones right there. She just couldn't quite get there. You know, she'd had another step, that would have done it.
Oh, she banged her head on the goalpost, and we'd been up 28-0 here.
That's the second time she's been wide open, and they hadn't been able to hook up.
So what do the Pumas need to do? The Pumas are 1-1 right now. I mean, they've got to find a way to stop the offense for the Phoenix. What are they going to do to stop the
Well, for one thing, based upon what I've seen, they need to get their hands on the receivers. You know, you're going to have to get them on the line of scrimmage. You got to do something. And then, you know, obviously you want to stop the run. But right now, you're doing a great job. You're in position to get off the field right here.
Right.
Because it's 3rd and 30. They're low snap.
And ball's on the
Langley
ground.
just falls on it. Wisely just falls on it. Hopefully she's okay right there. A little pile up on top of her. That's going to bring up 4th down, 4th and, you know, forever.
Yeah.
And Phoenix is going to have to punt. So, despite not being able to get into the end zone, the Pumas are able to come up with a defensive stop, greatly assisted by penalties on the Phoenix. You know, and this is one of those things as a coach, I would lose my freaking mind on the sideline.
I would agree.
Because, you know.
You had a chance to really put them away. 21-0. We're still in the first quarter.
It's a chance to slam the door on them.
Yes. You know, there's an old principle that was taught to me in college called the barroom brawl principle. When you get in a barroom brawl, the first thing that you don't do is when you punch somebody, you don't walk away from them. You got to continue to punch at them because if not, they're going to get back up, and you don't want them to get back up. It look like we're going to get a timeout here.
Yeah,
nope. Either that or it's the end of the quarter. Could be the end of the quarter is what it looks like. They're going to.
Yeah, I didn't see anything signaled, so my guess is the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I'm watching the clock tick down here on a delay right here. So it is the end of the first here, and we'll switch over to the second quarter.
Well, I'd like to see the Phoenix. This is a great opportunity for them to kind of clean some stuff up, and that would be my goal. People ask me, what is my plan when we walk into a game where we're obviously better than the other team? My goal is to play clean.
I would agree.
I don't want stupid mistakes. I don't want penalties. I want to walk in. I want to execute, and I want to end the game before it starts. In the first quarter, I want them to have decided on the other sideline. We give up. There is no hope.
I'm sorry, man. It's it's good. you give me every analogy.
That's your goal.
At that point, I agree with you on that part. So they're getting ready to punt. It's the first time we've seen them punt. Based on the first quarter, I wouldn't have thought we were going to see a punt. We didn't see the punt for the Phoenix until the second quarter. It's 21-0. They're out here in their first home game. They're up 2-0, and they're ranked 4th in the WNFC. The North Florida Pumas have dropped all the way down to number 8.
They're in doubles, buddy.
Oh, they're going to go for it?
Are they going to quick kick it?
They've got to, Coach.
There's the low snap. Nope, they throw it out down the middle. Pass is broken up.
So I think they just believe the defense is strong enough to be able to do that.
I think that was Mosley the pass was intended for right there. She went up, and there was a 3-person collision right there. Looks like they've got a Puma down right there at the 40-yard line.
I would, yes.
Like maybe she took the worst of that. I'm trying to get a number right there. I can't really see that far.
Looks like possibly number 10 for the Pumas.
Number 10, that would be Shakita Brown.
Other additional matchups tonight, we got the Los Angeles Bobcats versus the Phoenix Prowlers. The Phoenix Prowlers, Prowlers is a brand new ball club here with the WNFC, and that's going to be their first game of the season. The interesting thing is, tell me this, Coach, you're a 2-0 Bobcat team, okay? LA Bobcats are 2-0. It was number 10. Good job, Bo. Pat myself on the back right there. That was a good job calling that number out. I mean, I'm picking out, raccoons and mailboxes, man. That's how I'm looking at things.
The Bobcats are figuring it out, or pulling it out,
They're pulling it out. I mean, they beat the Rebellion last week, 20-14.
I thought, after watching them play the Seattle Majestics, I thought the Rebellion would beat them. Just because
but they beat them. They beat the Seattle Majestics 7-6.
Yeah, I know, but after it was a turnover festival.
I agree.
And then I had watched the Rebellion, who I thought was a decent team, play the week before, and ended up getting blown out by the Surge.
And what's crazy, the Surge haven't played in 2 weeks. They're not playing last week, and they haven't played this week.
See, that freaks me out, man.
I know it does, man. I can't wait next week when we get the Surge to play.
Do you come back rested or do you come back rusty? Which one?
I have no clue at this point. Here we go. 1st and 10, balls on the 43 for the Pumas. If this isn't an opportunity to cash in on some mistakes, I'd like to see what happens.
Slot to the left. There's a snap. Gun backfield. Phillips looking out to her left. She throws it right to the Phoenix.
I mean, that's so frustrating.
That ball's going to be picked by number 26. I'm sorry, I just lost it. Christina Howard.
I'm going to get you a big board, buddy. You tell me what you need for this next week's game, and I'm going to have it written out to you in big letters. Do we need Braille? Would that help?
I mean, it might.
Okay, I'm up for it. What was that Bird Box movie? Did you watch Bird Box, by the way?
Is that the one where everybody's blindfolded?
Yes.
Yes.
You did watch that.
I did like it. I liked the crazy people. I found that entertaining.
There's another movie out on Netflix called The Silence. Kind of has the same kind of where you have to be quiet or the people come get you type thing. But it's based on the silence. It was pretty interesting, to say the least. Are you hungry? You're looking at that food like you're going to jump through the TV screen and
now,
get the food.
Now, those Subway roll-ups look really good.
They're not bad. They're not bad.
It was like real food.
I've had it. I mean, I'm a Subway person as myself. Here we go. 1st and 10, balls on the 42 at 44.
Doubles.
Somebody's going to be like, hey, when Craig's not here, y'all don't talk much football. No, we don't.
Langley and a bullet back. She drops, rolls right. She's probably just going to pull it down. No, she slings it.
And
And
reception.
it's complete.
Touchdown.
If
Give her
I'm not
10.
mistaken,
Give her 6. Give her
that's
15.
Mosley.
Give her
Is
20.
that Mosley's number 6?
Okay, Coach. What happened here, man?
No, that's number 8. No, it's got to be 6.
Oh, we're going to see it right here.
I mean, there's coverage. Coverage is there.
Just takes it from her right there. Goodness gracious. I missed the.
Number 33, I think, Rachel Storman's there. But it doesn't matter because, it's one of those things where, Mosley's just a better athlete than she is. It's that simple.
Give them 6 again.
And at this point, this game is out of control.
It is. What's going on? Give me a second, Craig. We're working multiple games here, so you're at halftime right here, so you're funny. The answer is bring the other mic in that you have, and I'll hook you up so you can join us in our telecast. It must be delayed because I was thinking I couldn't tell where you're at, to be honest with you. Okay, now I see it at halftime. I was 5-10 minutes behind. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We're multitasking right now. We're running dual events. We got an arena football game going over in Athens, Georgia. So I'm going to let Craig and Adam take over for a little bit and keep an eye here. It's 26-6. Peach State over Carolina's interesting game.
I missed it in all the commotion. Did Williamson miss the kick?
The answer is I have no clue. I'll have to go back and look.
It looks like either that or we didn't update it.
We didn't update it, man. I mean, I'm the one that's updating it. I can only do with what I can. We'll rewatch this thing here in a minute. Let's see if she makes it since we didn't pay attention. All right? I'll pay attention.
Our apologies.
Yeah, our apologies. Let's see what she
Snap,
does. She make it?
Up, through, and see, there's that Ole Miss education just coming through. Kicked it just like a ripple.
All right. Here we go with the kickoff. I can't even take you anywhere. All right. Adam, you're going to have it until I get the mic set up.
And it's returning right here, coming around the left side. Going to be drugged down. Looked like Crystal Reese was in on that play. Good coverage by the Phoenix. Make a better door than you do a window. Just saying.
Well, I can only do it. Where we at, ball? Talk to me.
Interesting week last week with rankings. We saw the North Florida Pumas actually drop after the game with the Phoenix from number 5 to number 8. We saw Denver and Las Vegas basically swap places at 12 and 13, with Denver now at 12.
Well, Craig, glad to have you back with us, Craig.
Hey, guys, how y'all doing?
Well, we're good, man. We're good. You're on a different mic, so you got to hang in there with us. We'll get your volume set up here a little bit.
Time out. They just
Hey, Jennifer, you can get us any updates on the New Orleans Hippies versus Alabama Fire. We'd appreciate that. What's my Wi-Fi? I can't say that over the air, so give me a second. I'll clean off my mic and let y'all talk a little.
Birdie.
Hey, give them an update of what's been going on, man. Let's give it a little game summary.
Craig.
All right.
The Phoenix is scoring a lot of points, and the North Florida Pumas are not.
Well, so it's the same as last week.
It's very similar. I will say the one drive where the Pumas were able to stop the Phoenix, it was self-inflicted.
All right, so like last week.
It has been a little bit cleaner, but the Phoenix have already taken 2 personal fouls.
Okay.
And I talked about, and you tell me this. I said in a game week like this where I feel like I'm just head and shoulders above my opponent, the one thing I want to do is play clean.
That's the key. You want to play a game where you are, if you know you're clearly better, you want to eliminate the things like, pre-snap penalties, turnovers, things like that. You want to clean up what you did the week before. Sometimes personal foul penalties just happen. I hate to say it that way, but you don't know what happens on the field.
Right.
So right now,
Phillips dropping. Quick throw out to her left side, trying to hit the flats right there. It was well covered. Number 49, LaVonda Parker there for the Phoenix.
I do like the white jerseys, though.
I do too. I wish the numbers were outlined in something so I could see them better.
You talking about the silver numbers?
Yeah.
They are nice.
They look good, but I wish they were outlined in a darker color because I would be able to see them better. And it's only because I'm blind.
Oh, I got you.
And I refuse to wear my glasses.
That's just straight refusal to wear your glasses?
Yeah, they're sitting on the steps inside my hat. I know exactly where they are.
Well, there is a little different look to the offense this week from the Pumas.
Well, they've done some different stuff this week. Slot look, gun, Phillips drops, under pressure, throws it across the middle, and got really lucky that didn't get intercepted. Ball intended for number 11, Nikki Williams.
They keep throwing it over the middle, and Carla Odom is going to show up.
Well, they've had 2 big completions across the middle. They had a drive where they were putting things together, and they had 2 big hits right down the poop chute. And it looked like they were going to get in. And then, a couple plays later, they throw it right to the Phoenix, just like stick it in somebody's chest.
Yeah.
And, and it's hard. I would imagine you could attest to that more than I could, that when people are chasing you around trying to end your life, that throwing the ball becomes not your main priority.
There is a mode of self-preservation, but once you've played it for a while, you kind of forget about that. And that thing of protect the football at all costs comes in, you should throw it to your mom in the stands.
4-man front for the Phoenix. And
Wow.
there's a throw, and it's going to be caught. That's
Carla
Broxy.
Odom.
That's Broxy on the catch right there. And Odom buries her, but it doesn't matter. That's a Puma first down.
That was a really nice throw and catch right there. There was nowhere to go with the ball. There was coverage there.
It was a good job by Broxy going up and getting it. And, and it's easy to lose the ball in a crowd like that. What's going on this timeout?
Either that or
maybe quarter change?
that's what I'm guessing right here.
Yeah, they're walking it off. It's quarter change.
Yep.
All right, that's going to take us into the second quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, your Atlanta Phoenix 28, Florida Pumas nothing.
Wow.
It's a big week last week. We saw Seattle beat the Las Vegas Silver Stars 20-0. A team that I thought was going to be something, that I thought had real potential, was the Nebraska Nighthawks. And they just got absolutely owned by the Texas Elite Spartans 30-0.
Well, does that say more about Nebraska, or does it say something about the Elite Spartans?
Well, that's the thing. And from everything I've read, my man Valdo says that they're the team to beat. And, his daughter plays for them, so there's a little bias there. But we're kind of biased for Atlanta because that's where we're at. You know what I'm saying?
No, I've never been biased for Atlanta.
But they say that those two are the teams to beat in the Atlantic Division, the Atlantic Conference. I apologize. You had the Alabama Fire beat the New Orleans Hippies 42-6.
Wow.
The LA Bobcats, surprisingly to me, beat the San Diego Rebellion 20-14, and the Utah Falcons was a no-brainer, 54-12 over the Denver Bandits. Utah, in my opinion, one of the best teams. Period.
Yeah,
regardless of conference, they're the ones that run a wing.
Well, yeah, and they run it like a real wing.
Yeah, that's tough to stop because they've got athletes too.
Interesting.
Slot right, gun. You got Broxy down here singled up. 4-man front. There's a snap. Phillips just pulls it down, tries to take off, and she gets stuck right there at the line of scrimmage by Carla Odom.
And that was a quarterback draw. She sold it. She tried to put the thing up and give the 2 bounces like she was going to throw a pass, but nobody fell for that.
Well, what you didn't see was at the beginning of the game, what they were doing is they were putting the tight end to the right and putting the sniffer back over to the right as well, or the left. They were unbalancing the formation. And then they were taking both backs and leading with the quarterback running to that side off tackle. So, and they actually had some progress they were making at the beginning of the first quarter. Of course, that quickly fizzled.
Yeah, and when I got in here, I really didn't realize it was the first quarter still. And so 28 points in a quarter, that's doing some work. That's a lot of work.
Should have had 35.
Really?
Yeah. They picked one and took it back to the 33-yard line.
2nd and 12 at the 50 right here.
And decided to march backwards instead. There's a snap. Phillips drops, rolls to her right, is able to get the ball out.
Nice
it's going to be
catch
caught
right
by
there.
Broxy. Oh, okay. Why is she back
They
there?
called it incomplete, so it must have hit the ground when she went to the ground.
Yeah, I
Nice
didn't see
defense
that.
right there, squeezing that route from the outside in. If you'll take the time to look at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see the Bull logo. That's for a player from the Alabama Fire. I think her name was Lashara Turnbull, and her tragic loss last year, touched the entire WNFC. And so from now, all of the teams in the WNFC will wear this symbol on the back of their helmet to honor her and to show a commitment to camaraderie and community within the WNFC. It's a really nice way to show the growth of the league while honoring one of the league's most, respected and well-known players.
Okay, delay game on the Pumas because they took 30 minutes in the huddle.
And that's a disaster. This right here is a disaster.
Yeah, this is.
Now, I will say Pebblebrook High School's field looks a lot nicer now than it did the last time I was there. Looks really good with the turf.
Okay, is it second down or third down?
It would be third down after the incompletion.
Yeah, third and 17. Yeah, I was getting bad intel there. Left formation, gun, quick throw. Going to be caught by number 11. That's Nikki Williams for the Pumas.
Nikki Williams just made a great catch for a 6-yard gain.
She's brought down by Christina Howard.
When you make a catch like that, you'd like for it to be for more than 6 yards. But the coverage right now for the Phoenix has been impressive. So it's going to bring up fourth down and 11 right here at the 49-yard line, and the punting team is out for the Pumas.
And they're doing it again. They had 39 people in the field last time.
Most of the time you have to draft to get out there.
And there's a snap. It's a high blooper. And
it's
it's blocked. And so that's going to be Phoenix ball at about the 48-yard line. Good play right there on special teams. I was trying to see who blocked that.
It came from the left defensive end spot. She took the snap and just took it 2 steps towards the left defensive end and basically kicked it right into her face. She got the block and all, but the punter just basically blocked that herself.
No. At the very bottom.
Yeah, I think sometimes they just keep their head down like please, no.
That's normally what I do when we punt, too.
Yeah, that's totally what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Please, come on, just get it off. Just get it off.
And
just get it
after
off.
I hear the thud, I say, what happened? Where'd it go?
Yeah, the loves of the joy of kicking.
So here we go over the Phoenix at 1st and 10 at the 48. Back in the eye.
Yeah.
Broken eye.
Slot out to the left side. Broken eye right. There's a snap. Give around the right side.
Nice cut.
If they don't call holding right there, and they did, it's a shame because Marcy Myers, I'm sorry, that's not Marcy. That's number 23, Shadella Reese.
That was a great run. Yes, it was also a great hold.
Yeah,
that was a great run right there.
Yeah, but that's coming back. We saw the, defensive lineman getting mugged in the backfield. If you're going to hold, hold.
Well, she did. We saw it.
And so did everybody else. Holds like that are not something that's going to get missed because it was one of those deals where you're just beat and she's already by you. And so they were just hanging on as she was running to the backfield.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 20 from the 38-yard line. Excuse me, 1st down and 20 from the 38-yard line. Had any calls tonight?
Not yet.
Oh, interesting.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. You're good.
I think that was the nose that came free and ended up getting held.
Yeah, timeout for the Phoenix right here. Going to talk about it on this 1st down in the next county. First down and 6 flags.
First down and 6 flags. All right, for those of you that are at home listening and watching, let's go back through the rankings. At number 1, Utah, 2-0. Currently on a bye. They'll play the Texas Elite next week at 3 o'clock. The Texas Elite Spartans playing the Houston Heat at 7 Central Time. And then Utah the following week. The San Diego Surge, number 3, 1-0. Currently on a 2-game bye. When they come back, they'll play the Las Vegas Silver Stars at 7 p.m. The Atlanta Phoenix, of course, playing North Florida. They start their 2-week bye next week and won't play again until May 11th versus the Alabama Fire. And we're fixing to pick back up with action. Looks like there's a little confusion with the Phoenix formation. Okay, they're missing somebody. Okay, there's lots of confusion.
No, you're going to have to restart it all.
So,
You're going to have to close it and reopen it up again and go through all that again.
there we go.
Okay. And then I'll wait for it to come back up.
Missing a guard.
Give me a call back, okay? All right, bye-bye.
There's a snap. Langley goes to hand off, but there's nobody there. It's a busted play, but she's going to make the most out of it. Make some lemonade out of lemons right there.
I do enjoy some lemonade.
She's run out by Alexandra Perry.
That cool, refreshing drink. All right. Sorry, I was trying to get the Texas Elite up and running. They're about there. I've already taken off with the Houston Heat. So we're hopefully get some information. I'm going to look on the website, get some things on the score screen, and see if I can get anybody to respond to the New Orleans versus the Hippies. We're here in the second quarter. Roughly about 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Feels like it's the longest game on record here. Would you agree, Coach?
Oh, yeah. There hasn't been a ton of penalties.
No.
But lots of throwing.
Yes, and so it's going to stop the clock left and right here. I'll get the down and distance here in a minute. I want to go look for some Alabama stuff before I throw up the down and distance here.
All right, quick snap right there. ISO off the left side. Back fighting hard. That's number 23. Shadella Reese on the carry. Looked like she might make free, but she got wrangled right there before she could get loose.
Did you enjoy talking to Craig more than me? You can say that. It's okay.
No, it's just what I'm used to, that's all.
I know, man. I'm more or less I talk about random stuff,
Well, and, when these games get really lopsided,
some
of the things we talk about, I actually had a player walk up to me one time, and he said, "You don't want to be talking about Bojangles all the time."
Yeah.
And I was like, "That's me, buddy."
Well, I've already ordered some Pizza Hut, so it's coming.
That is me, my
I
friend.
am a little hungry. I'm on this. There's this. Let's call this play, and I'll tell you what I've joined here. It's 3rd down and 9. Balls on the 48-yard line for the Phoenix.
All right, slot out to the right side, gun backfield. Langley waits the snap. Looks like Pumas are going to send pressure. Langley takes a snap, drops. She has some time. She, again, just can't connect right there.
Right off the mark a little bit.
Got Mosley running wide open. She's got to put a little air into that ball.
I would agree with you on that to give that. But I joined this thing on the internet. I was very intrigued by it. So I'm a sucker for a group setting. It's called the Fit Father Project. I don't know.
Father Project.
It's fathers over the age of 40. Check. That's me. I'm on that check box. And people that don't necessarily have enough time to work out, and it kind of gives certain things. So I joined it, and it only allows me to eat 3 times a day, which is fine. That's what a normal person eats 3 times a day. I mean, sometimes turtles don't even get to eat that much, so I understand that. But I could eat a hobby horse right now. I'm that hungry. Here we go. 4th and 10. They're going to call a timeout for the Pumas. And hopefully the Texas Elite's going to get up and running here against the Houston Heat. I'm going to continue to search.
Did the hefty Mary Poppins thing hurt your feelings or something?
Not necessarily, but, man, I got on the scales the other day, and it told me to get off. It did. It did. And I deal with a lot of stress comes the fall, so I'm trying to
Trim down before the fall
yeah,
starts.
to deal with my heart. I'm seeing people drop, so I'm trying to be a little bit more aware of my weight to be able to do that. Adam, I'm going to let you take it over. Kind of give some recap about the players of the week. I'll be right back.
All right. Hey, just so you know, week 1 players of the week, we had out of the Atlantic Conference, Amanda Magnuson. 3 touchdowns, 2 pick sixes, 100 yards receiving. Give me 1 second, and I will tell you I lost her team. There's week 2, and there's week 1. The Nebraska Nighthawks. And, hey, we're back to action. I'll cover week 1 specific player of the week shortly. Here comes motion from left to right. Sets up a slot right. There's a snap. Langley lets it fly down the middle of the field. Again, Mosley open, just cannot connect. But that Pacific player was Dina Guidry for the San Diego Surge. She was our quarterback. 124 yards rushing on 6 carries, 2 touchdowns, 2 tackles, 1 for a loss, and a 55-yard kickoff return. Week 2, Tina Tella of Utah. 12 carries for 114 yards, 88 of those yards after the catch, a 2-point conversion, 4 tackles. All right, the Pumas got the ball. Here we go. It's 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. There's a snap. Phillips looks out to her right, lets it fly. And I don't know why the receiver stopped, but she did.
Roughly about 10 minutes remaining here in the second quarter, Coach Collins.
Well, and it's hot stuff right now. Hey, your Atlantic player of week 2, Rasan Gore for the Texas Elite Spartans. 3 touches for 100 yards. 5 TDs.
Listen to you pausing.
5 tackles, 2
You're
deflections.
You're trying to read your own writing there, buddy.
And a 60-yard
I have it
pick
written
six.
down on the sheet of papers, man.
I know, but then I had to shuffle through all the papers.
I know, man.
This is why I need the board.
I'm working on it, man. I'll do a better job with the board. Last week you were really good.
Well, if I had thought about it when I got here, I had plenty of time to do it.
I know. I handed you the paper, and then you were like, "Hey,
I don't write very well anyway."
No, you don't. I mean, you could be a doctor based on that writing that I've seen. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd down and 10 for the Pumas. Ball's on the 49.
Gun. Just plain old right.
Oh.
Phillips trying to get it out. And no.
Metal wall.
Why would you do that?
No, you wouldn't do that. That's the whole point.
Oh, and they're going to call
personal foul?
They're going to call taunting.
Okay, they can call taunting. Hey, looks like we got a live video here. The Texan Spartans are already up 14-0 over the Heat. When I get that going here, we'll get that up there on the ground. We appreciate everything that the Spartans are doing to get everything running coincide-wise, and I'm happy that we got that one because when we go to halftime here in 300 years from now, at halftime, we'll be able to go to the Spartans game. I am going to get, in just a minute, give a little picture-in-a-picture action here of the Spartan game.
And unsportsmanlike conduct, 1st down. And that is just dumb as dog, dude. Because
tell me how you really feel, Coach.
You made a great play.
Tell me how you really feel, Coach.
Great play. Stuffed them 6 yards deep in the backfield. Now you're looking, at 1st and 10 instead. This is just Phoenix bringing some heat up front. Instant penetration right there. Able to get past the first
she's
wave.
She's on the bang her head on the goalpost.
And she's got some room.
Does she have the angle?
Phillips,
Yes.
Phillips is not going to get there.
Looks like number 10. No, who was it for the Phoenix?
I think that's number 10. Raven Buchanan.
You can call her Boo. She can be your Boo. It's okay. Buchanan
runs her out of bounds right there.
Oh my goodness! But that was a good job taking the angles right there. To say the least.
Yeah, I don't think.
Did you see who won the game one of the?
I did not. I don't think Phillips is very fast, but she's fast enough.
I understand.
You know what I said right there? They sent a lot of pressure, but she got past the first wave, and that's the thing about blitzing. If you can get past that first wave,
right, I agree.
You're in trouble.
Yes. Why are we both quiet all of a sudden?
Well, I was just watching. I saw the strike. I didn't know what the debate was about. That looked pretty solid to me.
I know you got all quiet on me. I'm looking at some screens, and you got quiet as a mouse right there, buddy.
All right, here we go. Overload to the left side.
You funny man.
Phillips in the gun. There's a snap. It's a high snap. She looks out to her right side. She rolls right under lots of pressure, and J-Rock murders her.
Yes, and they're going to call.
Oh, no. You got to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. What are you going to call?
I don't know.
Mean tackle?
Yes. It's got to be a mean tackle. That's the only thing it can be, man. That's
what
rough.
Are they?
That's rough.
Face mask? Show it again.
Listen to you. Show it again. I can't go there just yet. We're getting. I know. We're getting into some dual environment here.
If she got her, I did not see it at all.
I know.
Like, it looked like she had her by the shoulders and rode her down.
You cute man. All right. So
that's terrible.
On the left-hand side of the screen. You're funny, man. We got the Spartans and the Heat playing on the right-hand side. We got the Phoenix and the North Florida Pumas on the left-hand side. So I get boring. You get talking. I'm going to get putting some stuff up. Okay, well, there, Coach.
Here's the Pumas with a gimme right here. And there goes Phillips. It looks like she might get in. And she does. Just that same overload to the left side. Had a tight end, up back, a sniffer back, whatever you want to call her. And then led both backs from the gun. She just kind of takes it, waits on them two to go past her, and then runs. And there's so many people at the point of attack. You know, I understand this philosophy of offense. We used to run a power that was very much the same way. We're sending so many people through the hole that unless you're able to cut somebody or stuff somebody, we're going to get somewhere.
I would agree. I definitely understand that on that part. 28-6 here in the second quarter. Roughly about 8 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
But again, this is self-inflicted.
Yes.
That's just that's frustrating for me. Snap, bobbled hold, but up and good. Should have blocked that. You know, that would have been one of the things I worked on. You know, this would have been a big week for me for special teams. And I would say, you know, we're going to block some kicks this week.
You want to wait for a second? I'll look back to see if you're still there. Hey, Coach, for those people that just joined us real quick, give us a little game summary action about what's been going on so far here overall-wise.
Well, the only group that's stopping the Atlanta Phoenix is the Atlanta Phoenix.
Okay. I mean, it's 28-7 right here.
I will say that while the gifts on this last drive were given, North Florida made the most of them. Because, you know, it's easy to get close and then get held out. But, you know, they just kept plugging away. And, you know, I admire these ladies for the North Florida Pumas because it is hard to be getting beat up and still play.
And they continue to kind of, plug away, to say the least.
Oh, they're definitely, you know, they're still going at it.
Oh, I would agree. And we're going to go back to the full game of it until we get back here to the Phoenix. The Texans, Spartans, and the Houston Heat are still trying to kind of get their ducks in a row of where they're at wise. But we'll continue with the action here to the left and see if I can get some information about the Alabama Fire here in a minute.
There's a big return right here for the Phoenix.
Oh, goodness
Headed down
gracious.
the right sideline. Crystal Reese gets shoved out of bounds. Otherwise, she's headed for the land of milk and honey right there.
It's 28-7 here in the second quarter. It's about 8 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
The first quarter was basically the Phoenix has the ball. Go ahead and strike up the band, you know, because they're headed for the end zone.
I agree.
Big plays. That would have been one of my emphasis. If I was with North Florida, I would have been like, we're going to limit big plays. We're not going to give up the big play. If they drive down the field 5 yards a clip, then let them do it. But it's a whole lot harder to do that than it is to have a big play. And they haven't been able to do that. They haven't been able to limit the big plays. However, they are on the board.
Right. But
they got on the board early last week too, though.
They did. I mean, and we're still here in the second quarter, so there's pretty much, again, balls on the ground, cover up, going to be leading to second down and roughly about 12 here.
That's the second bad snap for the Phoenix. Again, this is one of those things.
I know, keys to the game.
That I would be like, dadgummit.
I know. When we talk about keys to the game, it's one of those ones that you want to
center quarterback exchange.
It is.
Special teams play.
Man, those are those are your key things that you always talk about every time.
To me right now, the Phoenix is not executing like they should. Now, they're obviously handily winning, but they're better than what they're showing right now. Handoff right there, bounced it off the ground, has to fall on it. Again, the hole's wide open. It's fixing to be a big run right there. This is the kind of stuff that'll make me snap clipboards on the sideline. I'm on the sideline throwing my hat on the ground because, it frustrates me. If I thought this was the absolute best that the Phoenix could play, then I would stop harping on it. But this is not their best game. This is not their A game, and that's what they need to play because you're getting ready to take 2 weeks off. You got to take these 2 weeks off. You got to roll into those 2 weeks crisp. Otherwise, the chances of you not coming back rusty are slim to none. Langley under center, split backs. Trouble with a snap right there. Quarterback sneak. I thought she struggled with a snap, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe it was just a sneak all the way.
Hey, Coach, I got Christy with the Alabama Fire. Christy, can you hear us?
I can.
All right. Hey, wonderful. We got the Alabama Fire and the New Orleans Hippie. Christy, we're dying for a score update. Give us a score update real quick.
It is currently 20-0 Alabama Fire with about 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
In the first quarter, did y'all get started off a little bit late?
No, we started at 7 Central Time.
Okay, 7 Central Time. For some reason, they had 6 Central Time, so I was thinking, so y'all just started at 8 o'clock. Well, wonderful, great. Talk to us a little bit about the Alabama Fire. We haven't had an opportunity to talk with you a little bit. You're the general manager, correct, for the Alabama Fire?
Yes, that's correct. The general manager. We started, of course, the team a few years ago. We were in a different league, so this is our first year at the WNFC. Definitely proud and glad to be a part of this great organization. Most of our players came from the flag league.
Okay.
Most of us still kind of compete, in the flag league. So that's kind of where our foundation, started. Our coach has been a high school coach as well as a college collegiate coach, coaching basketball, but definitely has a love for football. So excited about being a part of the WNFC and having a great season so far. We are hopefully by the end of tonight we'll be 2-1.
Yes, you will. Yeah. So, you went down to New Orleans. How was that New Orleans experience playing them at their location last week?
It was definitely good. It was a long ride, of course.
Yes. Did you go out 10? Is that what you went out? Or did you go somewhere? Did you go on a different route?
We went, yes, that's the route we did take. That is correct. That's the route we did take. And so having them back-to-back is definitely different. Usually we have a different team. So having them back-to-back and having them come to see us today, we're just ready to play.
Well, I tell you what, worse things could happen than having a big win and being headed for Bourbon Street afterwards.
And I take it y'all didn't spend the night there, correct? You went home?
We did. We actually came back. Yes, it was a late night, early morning.
I can only imagine that now.
See, I think you guys should have stayed for the turtle soup and bananas Foster.
I could see that. Now, are you going to be on you're on a 2-week bye after this, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
And then the next time and the next time we'll see you is here in Atlanta, heading over to the northeast or the northwest side of Atlanta, taking on the Phoenix. Right now, the Phoenix are ahead against the North Florida Pumas, 28-7. Y'all are the only 2 games right now, and then the Texas Spartans, are demolishing the Houston Heat, 28-0.
Wow.
So,
So yes, that's going to be a tough game. We're
yeah.
definitely looking forward and glad to get these bye weeks so that we can prepare better for May 11th when we take on Atlanta.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you tuning in. Any information for the Alabama Fire people out there that are looking to join the Fire? Any information or season tickets? That where's the best place for them to go?
Yes, so you can actually just go. I'm also on our Facebook page, so if they need some additional information, our Facebook page is generally always up to date. Like I said, we're a couple of weeks out, so we won't have another home game until we take on Florida. And so we are definitely looking forward to that. Hope the fans continue to come out and support. So far, we've had a pretty good. So hope the fans continue to come out and support us here. We're on the campus of Southern College, is where our home field is.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate you giving us a call. Go Fire, beat those hippies, and I wish you the best of luck and look forward to seeing you here in 3 weeks.
All right. Thank you all so much. Have a great evening.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Well, we're coming back right here to the action right here. Since we left you, the Pumas have been marching backwards. I saw Rocky Phillips take a bad snap. She kind of lost a handle on it, was running around, and Karima Champion ran her out of bounds. In the meantime, they've taken a false start penalty, or illegal procedure, I should say. Okay, I'm confused because now they're moving the ball forward. Okay. Apparently Atlanta declined the penalty. I'm just going to take the down. So, somebody for the Phoenix trying to get off the field. Pumas set to punt. There's a snap, and there's a kick. Got it away. It's a short kick. There it is, cutting back. Oh, ran into her own player. And I'm pretty sure they missed a face mask. I think they just got it. Nice, tough return by Reese. But I'm waiting to see if they're going to call this face mask. I'm pretty sure I saw somebody get her. She was throwing people off. Really tough running. This is what I'd love to see the Phoenix do. I know they're trying to work on their pass game. Yeah, they got it. Good. Okay. That's the kind of stuff the Phoenix needs. You know, we need some penalties to go the other way right now. But I'd love to see the Phoenix come out and just play some smash mouth football. You know, I understand trying to work on the passing game, but they are just having such a hard time connecting, even though we've got receivers running wide open. It's just really tough right now. And when I say we're not connecting, I mean it's a matter of feet that we're missing. You know, we're a step away from 3 more touchdowns. The Phoenix going to come out and line up in the I. Just a plain old right formation. Langley's going to get up under center. Looks like and there he goes, quarterback sneak. And I don't know if that's an automatic call for her or not. Looked like a 3-man line right there for the Pumas. Scuffle over the ball at the end of that play. Not sure what's going on right here. Referee's having a conference. I don't know if Langley lost the ball in the pile or not. Looks like she did. It's going to be a fumble. The communication right here is not great. I'm confused about what's going on. I'm sorry. I don't know if they're calling inadvertent whistle or what they're doing right here. Of course, I can't hear what they're saying. That must be what it is. Give around the right side. She's going to be stacked up by number 86 for the Pumas. That's Killian Cruz. It's going to bring up second down. Yeah, all I can figure is that's an inadvertent whistle. The whistle was blown too early and the ball came loose. Well, if the whistle's blown too early, it's an inadvertent whistle. You have to replay the down. The Phoenix lining up. It's a right formation, I backfield. Lane takes snap. Give on a dive right there to number 42. Dana Green. She'll keep her head up and bounce outside. She's gone. It's going to bring up third down, third and about 5. Make that 6. Langley coming back from the sideline with a play. North Florida with a chance for a stop here. This would really be the first time they stopped the Phoenix actually by themselves without the Phoenix shooting themselves in the foot. Langley under center. Motion to the right side. Toss out to the right. There she goes around the edge. Stiff arm. And I think she's going to be close. That's Fuller just plowing her way like she does. Ball spotted at what looks to be the 14-yard line. There's 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Your Atlanta Phoenix leading 28-7. Looks like Williamson's on the kick. This is a good idea. Work on stuff like this. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it looks like it's going to be wide left. Good idea right there by the Phoenix, but just came up short.
What's the score of the game?
I tell you what, being able to kick a field goal would be huge. While the Pumas get set to go on offense, just a reminder about our sponsors, Adidas and Rydell. They are the corporate sponsors of the WNFC. All the uniforms provided, obviously, by Adidas, and the helmets by Rydell. It's pretty cool stuff. Both really quality products. Anybody out there listening, I would love some WNFC swag. If there's an Adidas rep out there listening. Also, I do have plans to be in Denver.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
I do have plans to be in Denver.
We can't take you anywhere, man. And goodness gracious, we can't take you anywhere. And people do listen to you there, Coach, because I did hear responses already about us having that. So, I mean, it's 28-7 here. They went for the extra point. I mean, went for a field goal, didn't get it.
I mean, it's a smart choice, though. I mean,
you got to be able to
you're
work
going to beat this team to death. It's
would
already
agree.
28-7. Work on stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to on this point. I mean, right now, unfortunately, we have rematches across the league right now between the Alabama Fire and the Hippies, and it's 20-0 there here in the first quarter. They kicked off around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We got the Texas Spartans. It's 28-0 against the Houston Heat. We'll go into that game here shortly. I'll give it a little dual action here in just a minute so we can kind of see both of those and see how they're faring. Get a little bit of action right there and kind of see both teams and how everything's kind of playing out. While we're sitting here, about 2 minutes remaining. That was the 2-minute warning for the North Florida Puma game against the Phoenix. On the right-hand side, we got the Spartans and the Heat, 28-0. Probably not going to be able to get you an LA Bobcat game, but we'll be able to call this Heat and Texas game.
Is LA not broadcasting theirs tonight?
Well, they're playing at Phoenix, so the answer is I don't know. So that's about all I can say is I do not know at this point. So probably the most interesting thing is I'll give you a third telecast here in just a minute because then you'll be able to see the craziness of you got two teams and props to North Florida. North Florida has done their best to bring and they even pulled a split screen so you can tell that they are doing the things that they need to do. And we'll do this here for a second. Put this up here and throw this over here real quick. You can see right down at the bottom, that's the North Florida Puma telecast here, and they are able to run a clock mainly because they're on site. The right-hand side, we got the Spartans, and then we have the Atlanta Phoenix broadcast with the single camera angle here for the Phoenix. We'll let this action run a little bit. There's going to be a delay at the bottom, so that's not going to be fun. It's going to be kind of an instant replay look. We're going to get that a little bit ahead of time before anybody else occurs. But, hey, might as well, if we get the opportunity, let's show a little bit of thing coming out of this particular timeout. They busted out a split screen, which is always nice. I'm always appreciative of that, hands down. And the other game starts off the LA Bobcats against the Phoenix Prowlers. It's going to start off around 9 o'clock, and we'll see if we're able to bring that game to you live here in just a minute.
All right, North Florida back out on the ball. Rocky Phillips in the gun. Back offset to her left.
And once again, there's going to be a delay at the right-hand side based on how quick they're getting the signal. So there will be a little bit of delay, so you'll see kind of an instant replay perspective, to say the least. So don't get kind of concerned, but I wanted to be able to give a little bit of North Florida Puma props for running their telecast. They've done a great job over the 3 weeks. This is week 3 for them, and they're doing a great job bringing the Pumas in here to the Women's National Football Conference.
Heavy right for the Pumas.
Nothing.
And looked like they were going to try to run outside, and Phillips pulled the ball, was headed left, and she's going nowhere.
Where's she going?
Nowhere.
Okay.
And now they're going to hit them with illegal procedure. It looks like the Phoenix is going to decline that penalty, though. I'm watching all the Twitter feeds come up.
What are you thinking? Because you're able to read it because you're on a 70-inch screen here. Any insight right now with that Twitter feed coming up?
Oh, I like a lot of the positivity. I mean, yeah. I dig that. So
I mean, if you're out there, go to we're hooked into the Women's National Football Conference. Go ahead and give a shout out and hop on their Twitter feed if you're wanting to give a little response here. That would be great. Once again, on the right-hand side, we do have the Texas Spartans and the Heat. Here in just a minute, we will go to our phone lines. If you're interested in partaking in our phone lines, feel free to give us a call and talk a little bit of football with us. We're always about that here, 28-7. Phoenix over the Pumas. Pumas have the ball here, and we got the Spartans game going on as well.
Pumas just imploded and just took a delay of game penalty. There's a snap. They were heavy left, and there's another flag. That came from the white hat. Illegal procedure.
You sound a little country when you say that like that, buddy. It came from the white hat.
Sorry, man.
It's all right, man. I don't hold it against you, man. It's one of those nice things about you, buddy.
I always laugh when people say I sound country. I'll introduce you to some of my relatives.
Yes, and if you really want to hear country.
I sound very cosmopolitan in comparison.
I can only imagine that in that sense.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Lots of long vowels, like my sister's name, which is odd. Her name is Michael.
That's nice. That's a good job, man.
All right, here we go.
Once again, we got a dual multicast action going here.
Good Lord, full house backfield, and they just try to run it up the gut. And they're going to get maybe a yard, maybe two. Get that back. But North Florida has decided to take over the role of destroying yourself.
You're not going to sneeze on me there, Coach, are you?
I think that's going to be the half. So at the end of the first half, North Florida Pumas 7, your Atlanta Phoenix 28. It's a good night.
They're going to call a halftime on that, 28-7. We'll head over to the third quarter here of play in just a minute. We will go full screen here for the for the Houston Heat and the Texas Spartans. Go ahead.
Texas Elite is fast. I just watched the quarterback drop the ball, hand it off anyway, and still get the edge. That means one of two things. Either the blocking and speed of the Texas Elite is just equated. Or,
that's a good word, Coach. I mean, you've been working on that, so that's good. I like that.
Or the Houston Heat cannot set the edge on defense, one or the other.
So what do you think it is?
I mean, the player running the ball just now, she was quick. And they look like they got some hosses up front. That's the thing is if you got earth movers up front, sure does make life easy.
Oh, it does. I would agree with you on that part.
Because a wise man once told me, they'd rather run the ball. And the reason why is because when you throw the ball, only three things can happen. Two of those are bad.
Yes, I would agree with you on that part.
It's funny because Craig loves to throw the ball. And, if it were up to me,
you'd run it constantly?
We'd run the ball every play.
All right.
The kids joke when he's not at practice that they're like, what are we going to do, Coach? We're going to trap? Because we're no longer a trap team.
Right. So it's into the first quarter here with the Houston Heat down 35-0 for the Spartans. It's not necessarily as bad as what we're experiencing here with the Atlanta Phoenix and the North Florida Pumas. All three games that have kicked off here are very, I don't want to use the word lopsided, but you could tell that there are separations within the league right now.
Yeah, Houston running their paperback defense.
Yes. They're definitely doing that on that part. So
I'll be interested. Doesn't Valdo's – is it Valdo or Valdo like Waldo?
I will say the kicker, Shelby,
yeah,
that's her father.
Okay.
Who's doing that. So
I was interested to see her kick.
Yeah, she drives 5 hours for a practice. She lives 5 hours away from where they're set up.
That is dedication. And she had nice lift on that ball.
Oh, hey, we got somebody from Kentucky calling us. Coach, you ready to get a little phone call action here? We got the call in.
Kentucky.
Hey, let's see what happens. Hey, how you doing here? We're live here on the WNFC network. Who do we have here?
Hey, this is Morgan. I thought I'd call in and talk a little football with you.
Morgan, we were glad to have you. I'm Bo. I'm Adam. I'm Bo, and this is Adam over here. I take it you're paying attention to us. We got a little Texas Spartans starting the second quarter. Talk to us a little bit about football with us, Morgan. Go ahead.
That Atlanta North Florida game, I tell you what, there's a lot happening in the trenches from, that's really difficult to play slaughtered by them and then have to come back, the very next week.
Well, that's the biggest thing that we keep talking
prepared.
about, right? Where we're trying to figure out playing the back-to-back games like this. We're seeing this in Alabama and the New Orleans Hippies as well, of what occurred last week and then what's occurring this week.
Absolutely.
What experience do you have? You played football before?
I have, yeah. I'm 11-year veteran offensive lineman, so I tend to focus a little bit more on the trenches, during the game. From what I can see, Atlanta's came out with high energy on the defensive line. Man, number 79, when she gets mad, she gets good.
I don't want to get near her. Yes, I would agree. And you're talking to two other individuals that were offensive linemen as well.
Right.
We played left guard and right tackle or left tackle, Coach?
Left tackle.
Awesome.
Left tackle. So to do that on that part, who did you play for?
Oh, I've played for 6 different teams
Oh,
across
wow.
the nation. So.
Oh, well, that's great.
But, yeah, I think that they, keep – just like what you guys had said earlier, this is a perfect game for Atlanta to finesse, their game and really be prepared for the future games that they're going to have coming across. That's really going to come down to – staying conditioned and staying focused and staying unemotional in the trenches. They've got great coverage on the DBs. Those picks are that, my gosh, what are we, 2 or 3 different picks now? The coverage is great. They've got a fire game on that for sure.
I would agree. Now, how much have you paid attention to the WNFC since we started? Have you been able to kind of keep in touch with them, or are you just I'm asking that question. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So actually, that's another role. Actually, the senior manager of administration for WNFC.
Okay.
So I'm pretty heavily involved on the league side too. So I've been following them since the birth this past fall, and it's such an exciting time, I think, for women's football.
Oh, it'll be
what the league's doing.
We're very interested to see what 2 weeks off of the Phoenix will do. To say the least, they take a 2-week bye here after this particular game, and the next game they play is against the Alabama Fire, and everybody's looking at Week 7 versus the Texas Elite Spartans over in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
And
that'll be a great game. Also, next weekend,
yeah.
Utah versus Texas.
Yes.
That's going to be a
it is.
football type of game.
Well, it's an Atlantic versus Pacific crossover, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Number one from each side.
Yeah, number ones from each side. We can't wait for that. They're playing at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So it's 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and you're Kentucky, so you're Eastern based on my knowledge of geographical time zones and such. And I'm hoping that it's going to be played in Utah, so I'm hoping Texas will either bring their stuff and stream, because right now Utah has not streamed a game yet. We've been able to watch some footage on Utah, but we haven't been able to get it. But, yes, you're exactly right. I was bringing it up as we were talking because I wanted to talk about next week's schedule. Because the Phoenix are off. I mean, it is definitely going to be very interesting to see that 2 matchups.
Yeah,
So go ahead.
That'll be a game because they haven't played each other since the championship.
So what region? What conference were they in last year? Or what league? Not conference. What league were they in last year?
So they were both in the IWFL, and then they transitioned to the Best of the West. In Seattle and Texas and Utah. The 4 teams kind of battled it out, and then of course Texas won it all last year. And they haven't played each other since. So Utah, that was only their second loss in team history.
Right.
And so
I mean,
that's going to be a big battle next weekend to see, was it a fluke? It was a tight game too. One touchdown difference. So it was a tight game in the championship last season. So it'll be really interesting and fun. And also, I don't think that we're going to see any of the D rule being pulled like has been happening these past couple weeks, where they've got to sit down, we got running clocks and taking out the first string quarterbacks and first string running backs.
Well,
we're
you
not gonna
got
see any of that in that kind of game like we have these past couple weeks.
Right, from a number 1 versus number 2, we're pumped on our end. I'm actually doing a little bit extra knowledge on that part. I mean, we to have those 2 match up. You have the Nighthawks playing the Heat, 2 teams that are looking for a win. To say the least. Looks like we're ending the half right here. It's 42-0 at half for the Spartans. We haven't started back the other game just yet. And we're still kind of sitting in that game as well. Let them go to halftime. We'll hang out real quick and go ahead.
When does the Surge play Utah?
The Surge. I have to go back and look at the schedule on that part.
I was looking for it and I didn't see it because I think based upon what I've read about because this is all these teams are new to me this year.
Right, because we were mostly dealing with the WFA.
But I really like the Surge, and I really like Utah. I like the schemes they're running.
Oh, she hung up.
Oh,
We lost her. I'm gonna call her back and see
Okay.
if she lost us on that
I
part.
like the schemes they're running because you got Utah running the wing, and then you have the Surge, for the lack of a better example, running the Gus Malzahn or Noel Mazzoni, whatever you want to call it, the end zone type offense, with all the jet motions and everything's off the jet. I can't wait to watch them play. And if I'm not mistaken, last year when they played, it was a 42-45 game.
I think it was on that part.
And so I'm excited to see the two of them play. I'm looking forward to the Texas-Atlanta game.
And here's the bad news: Utah does not play the Surge.
How can you not play the Surge and you're on the same side?
Well, just as much as we don't play everybody on the Pacific, on the Atlantic side. Right now the Surge will play. And Morgan, thank you for calling. I'm going to try to call you back just to say thank you, but it keeps saying call ended. So feel free to reach out to us if you want to. Feel free to do that on that end. We'd be glad to have you. We got 6 minutes left to go in the halftime here. Of both of those games. I'm going to scroll down and kind of give a little bit of a different view of all three, if possible, here. So I'm all about multitasking here. Let's see if we can get this up here. So these are the three games that are going on. Hey, come on now. Don't give that to me. Let's save that and drop that. Let's drop it like it's hot. All right, here. Mobile network is not divided. Let's see if we can click it. Oh, hey, she's going to call back. Well, let's see if we can bring her back.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, look at there, Audie Dossler. Hey, so you said you heard from some people. What got said?
What's that?
You said people have been listening to things I've been saying. What got said?
It's hard to tell at this point. I'm trying to bring Morgan back. At this point, I'd say that we probably can't bring her back, and if she wants to give us a call back, that's great. We appreciate that. Sometimes I just babble at them.
I'm just looking forward to that Denver trip and all the Adidas swag.
Well, I appreciate that. With the matchups next week, with San Diego, like they play, the Surge play the Vegas Stars, and they play the Seattle Majestics. That's going to be the game. Okay, that's you're talking May 4th, Surge versus Majestic. They play.
I think that's a lopsided game.
With the Surge?
Yes.
No, I think the Majestics are going to. I think they're on.
I think you're wrong there.
I disagree.
Too fast.
And they play them twice.
Too fast.
And they play them twice, and then they go back and play the Rebellion on the 25th, Memorial Day. Hey, we got a call back here. Let's see if she calls us back here. Hey, Morgan, are you there?
Yeah, it looks like we had a little technical difficulty.
Well, I appreciate you joining us back on there, Morgan. I appreciate that. So, Morgan, what you being on the end of the WNFC, talk to us a little about what you're hoping this is going to lead to from an overall organization perspective. You've been a part of a lot of teams. Now, I take it you're not playing this year, and so we're having a conversation right now. Am I correct in understanding that you're not playing?
Yeah. I actually called in last week and talked to you guys for a little bit because I'm.
You're 38 weeks pregnant. Yeah. Yes, you're. But you called us on a different line last week, correct?
No, I called from this number. But I think the ultimate goal, I think that we all want to see is for this to eventually be the WNFL, women's football, on a professional level, just like the men. The ultimate goal as far as sports recognition and, players being paid to play and all that. That's kind of the ultimate goal and has been for a couple of decades for us. I think that WNFC is going to be able to push us to that level in this sport, on a much faster pace and more successful rate than we've ever seen. Unprecedented, the type of sponsorships and the type of broadcasting that you guys are doing and just everything, all these moving parts all working together. Exciting to see all of it happening so fast in year one. Like, when we have more teams on board next year and, a whole lot of that are all.
I would definitely agree with you on that, Morgan. We appreciate you joining in on that part. Very much so for calling in. Don't know if it's your reception or our reception. We'll definitely get that figured out. Can you still hear us?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay,
you.
good. All right, it comes and goes on that part, on that end. Well, we appreciate it. Like I said, we hope to hear actually back from you next week against the Utah. We look forward to having that call with you. So if you were to pick the 4 teams out of the Atlantic region, who are you going to pick? You're picking the Elite and the Falcons. The Elite and the Phoenix. And who are the other 2 teams you think going to represent in the playoffs?
Oh, man, I think it's probably going to come down. I mean, Utah definitely is going to be up there. Texas definitely. Atlanta's definitely going to be up there. I don't know who that other wild card is going to be. Maybe the Surge? We'll just have to kind of wait and see. It'll be exciting to see who those top teams emerge
The
to
Surge
be
is
for
one of
sure.
the 4 best teams. There's no doubt about that.
And I go with the Majestic. So I think Seattle's got something going on.
Majestics are a great team, too. They were one of the 4 best of the West from last year as well. They've got great veterans on that team as well. And I also want to acknowledge, I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to check this out, but the Spartans are rocking that hashtag Play for Lola.
Yeah, we have it up on the screen. Talk to us. Is that the Bull? Who is Lola?
No, unfortunately, Odessa Jenkins' mother just passed.
Okay, OJ,
She's always
yes.
been a super fan of the Texas team, and so we are honoring her. All the players have that helmet decal on the back of their helmets to honor her.
Wonderful.
And represent her in her most recent passing. So tomorrow they're having a celebration of life in honor of her, and they'll go ahead and rock those hashtags Play for Lola on the back of their helmets for the rest of the season.
I saw that on the T-shirts. That's really nice.
That's very cool. So, yes, and she's the CEO or COO of the league. What is
CEO of the league, yeah,
CO.
Odessa Jenkins. Yeah,
Yes.
It's her mother. She's always been known to be the heart of the team and the spirit of the team, and so it was a great loss, for the team for sure recently here in these past few days, and so that was their way of commemorating her for the football.
Well, wonderful. Well, Morgan, you're at 38 weeks, and we said you're having a girl, correct?
Yes, that's exactly right. And if I'm a couple days early, they better figure out how to get this WNFC TV in the hospital.
Well, it's YouTube, so you're good. As long as you sometimes you can get internet on that part. We'll figure that. If you call us from the hospital, I'm going to roll. Okay, I'm just going to lie. If we hear from you from the hospital, that's awesome all by itself. We appreciate you calling us. We are going to stay on as long as until the Spartan game's finished on that part. So we're not going to click off here on the WNFC TV network. We're glad to have all our fans with us. Morgan, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Get some rest and enjoy because you're going to need it. That's all I can say.
For that next weekend.
Yeah, I got 2 boys, 7 and 4, so I'm past the rest part. Right now I just lock them in closets. I mean that's DFACS, but we're good. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for everything you guys do.
I
appreciate it. Have a great night.
All right, bye-bye.
All right.
Hey, well, it's nice to have some technology going for us. Man, we've come a long way there, Coach Collins.
Did you see the commercials
I did.
for North Florida? That's really good.
Yeah.
Okefenokee something.
I
couldn't see.
Did you ever go to the Okefenokee Swamp?
My family has a church in the Okefenokee.
Okay.
It's really sad. We have a church and a burial plot down there. And it is like scary, like snakes in the rafters kind of church.
Okay. I appreciate you rolling that out there with the snakes in the rafters. That's good.
Because a lot of people don't realize that they'll get up and stuff, but yeah, they do, and it's not good.
Getting ready for the third quarter here of play. I'm sorry, I'm not interrupting you, man. I'm just laughing when you gave me the snakes and the raptors. I didn't know how to respond to that.
I mean, we're not like holding the snakes. It's not like one of those kind of churches.
It's not a snake charmers, man.
No, it's not.
Okay, I didn't know where you were going with that, man. I was just trying to be nice. And once again, if anybody wants to give us a call, feel free to reach out to us. I'm going to throw that up there for everybody. If you're interested, feel free to. And give us a call and talk a little football if you want to on that part.
All right, Williamson out to kick for the Phoenix. North Florida won the toss and deferred to the second half.
Oh, hey, we got another call, Coach.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you take this one, man.
Okay.
All right, I'll be quiet. I promise.
My wife?
I promise, man.
Hello.
Give us a better introduction. Hey, this is WNFC. Who do we have here?
This is Bryant Sewell. I'm the CEO of the league and the co-owner of the Spartans.
All right, co-owner of the Texan Spartans. You're taking care of business here, 42-0 with the Heat. Are you at the game tonight?
Actually, I have lived out of the country, and I was not able to get back in the country for the game tonight because of some other issues. So I'm actually getting an opportunity to watch the broadcast.
Well, wonderful.
So I thought I'd give you guys a call.
Awesome. Where are you right now?
I'm in Eastern Europe right now.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah.
4 in the morning, but my wife and I are watching the game.
I can only think when you said you were in Eastern Europe, I'm thinking I'm doing the time zones in my head, and both of us are history teachers, and we're just freaking out in our heads, going, "Oh, you're late right there." So, talk to us a little bit about your goals for the overall aspect of the WNFC. We've got 2 games going on right now: the Spartans and the Heat, and the Phoenix and the Pumas. While you talk, we'll let everybody kind of listen in and see what you have to say.
Well, the goal of the league is really something that a lot of people have worked on for a while. Obviously, there have been leagues around for many years. Football goes back a long way. You know, the WPFL, quite a few. The WNFA obviously always still exists now. The IWFL was around for a while. There have been several different iterations of it. But it's always been a pay-for-play league and extremely expensive generally. And the goal has always been to be able to cultivate women's football to the point where it can be self-sustaining and where the ladies don't have to go spend thousands of dollars in order to play the game. So the initial goal of the WNFC is get to the point where the players don't have to pay in order to play the sport of football. And we've made some very good progress in this first year towards that goal. Ultimately, the goal is to get it to a professional status. This league is run on a professional model. So none of the players or teams pay any fee to the league. Actually, in the WNFC, the league gives money to the team. So it's the exact opposite of the way it is in the other leagues where the teams and the players have to pay fees to the league. We're the opposite. We give all the teams money to enhance their budgets and to make it better for the players to pursue a professional model. Obviously, it takes time to develop that. This is year 1. We've made a lot of progress. And year 2 and year 3, we hope to expand on that. Obviously, having great corporate partners like Riddell and Adidas allows you to do things that that have never been done in this sport before. Obviously, the broadcast, the partnership with Uscreen, which we all anticipate when that goes online, is going to be great. So, there's never been a major apparel sponsor before like Adidas. All the uniforms that you see out there are brand new custom uniforms from Adidas, and they have just been a great partner. Tremendous help. All the Riddell equipment. I mean, you couldn't have 2 better partners than those 2 major sponsors.
So where do you see yourself? Let's go 5 years. We were talking to Morgan just recently with us, but where would you see yourself in 5 years with the WNFC? I mean, this is a 15 team league, including the Phoenix Prowlers. Where do you want to, if you could look into the old time capsule and go ahead in time, where would you hope to be?
Well, the one thing that I want to emphasize is the fact that a lot of the people would like to see a WNFL. We actually have several members on our board at the WNFC that are NFL alumni. We have a very good relationship with NFL alumni. We actually have a very good relationship with the NFL. But the NFL controls the NFL and controls anything that has to do with the letter in front of the NFL. So the WNFL is only going to come about when the NFL decides that it wants to participate. Like I said, we have a very good relationship with them. We speak with them on a regular basis. But that's going to take a while, and I think that that's understandable. Obviously, the goal that we'd like to reach is for all the ladies to be paid. Obviously, NFL money comes from a lot of different places.
Right.
I think that's very far down the road. But if we could just get to the point where there was something, even maybe at the Arena League level, I think that would be tremendous. Can that happen in a 5-year period of time? Well, I don't know. I think that's everybody's goal. Again, having people like Riddell and Adidas and other sponsors that we've been working with participate makes that a lot more of an eventuality. I think obviously we had to start in the West, and the reason why we started in the West was purely logistical. The East is much easier because the proximity of the teams is
much closer. Right, understood.
And there's some tremendous teams in the East. Certainly, we can go down a list of them with the Divas and the Passion and Boston, obviously. You couldn't mention the discussion without them. Atlanta obviously falls into that conversation. The Prodigy from the U.S. WFL. So there's some very good teams out there, but the East travels very easy. The West, it's very difficult. Let's talk about, a team that obviously you never want to leave out of the discussion, and that's Utah.
Right.
If you look at Utah geographically, they're very isolated. There's nothing close to Salt Lake City other than mountains.
No. And it's beautiful mountains at that, I would agree. Yes.
No, and they are. And the same can be said for Seattle. I mean, the Majestics is a great organization. It's been around for decades. But they are way up there by themselves. Nothing is close except for Portland and Boise, I suppose. So the West poses significant challenges. Even San Diego to Los Angeles is, if you've ever driven up the I-5, that can be a 6-hour trip, and it's not really that far. Just unless you're flying a helicopter, it can be difficult. So if we could overcome the travel challenges of the West, the East is easy. So the plan is to expand next year. Obviously, how big or how little of an expansion that is, I think will depend upon a lot of criteria. But I mean, we will continue to expand. Our model works. Just the fact that we give significant funding to our teams instead of them having to pay a fee of thousands of dollars, obviously you can see where that would make a major difference to teams of this caliber.
Right.
Yeah, I will say that's one of the things that I've noticed because I watch a lot of these games. A lot of these teams are new to me, especially the West Coast teams. But I have enjoyed watching the teams simply because it's competitive and they're very well coached. Even when you have a team like North Florida who's kind of taking it rough this last 2 weeks, last week against the Phoenix and then with the Phoenix again this week, you can still see that they're being well coached, that they're obviously well prepared. It boils down to, in my opinion, probably a couple of athletes and then some experience. That's really what it boils down to. It looks like that you guys have really gone after quality over quantity.
Well, and you remember, the NFL spends a lot of time and a lot of money and a tremendous amount of effort in the competition committee to try to gain parity.
Right.
And they've been and they have 50-year head start.
Yeah, they do.
And,
Agreed.
I'm not quite sure that they're there yet. There's always a couple of teams that are better than others. But a lot of the salary cap rules, because look at baseball. The Yankees can outspend everybody, and so they win a lot. Well, the salary cap really evened that out. I'm sure Jerry and a lot of the other owners would, spend anything they could.
Right, to have that opportunity to win.
Cap,
right.
Sure. Well, yeah, I mean, George Steinbrenner has turned that into an art form. But the salary cap and a lot of things the NFL done with the draft and, the teams at the bottom draft first. And there's a lot of things can be done to gain that parity. And we're not at that point yet. So you have some teams like the Spartans, like the Falcons, like the Surge you mentioned, like Atlanta, that are, have been around for a while. They're very established. We're at a certain level, and everybody else isn't going to be there. But with the money that the league gives to the teams and with the professional environment that's set, you got to remember many of the coaches, Odessa is one, Jen Welter is another, there are several others, in the league are all NFL interns and coach with NFL staff. So part of the reason why you see the coaching and things at a certain level is because you have that level of experience coming in. You combined all the coaching experience on the Texas staff, just because I happen to be very familiar with that one. It's well over 100 years.
Right.
At all different levels, arena, NFL, high school, small college, big college. You know, there's not a whole lot that our staff hasn't seen at some point or another. I think you could say the same thing for the Utah staff. I'm pretty sure you could say that for Scott McCarron up in Seattle. I know you could say it for Atlanta. And so, you know, when you have that kind of experience, you know, football is about 80% mental and 20% physical. I'm sure you've heard that before, and that's very true. You know, your mistakes are between your ears, not usually between your feet. So, as other teams gain that experience, and the other thing I would tell you is that when you have teams that are new and learning, playing other teams that are starting out doesn't do you any good. Playing better teams makes you better. So Houston will be better next year. North Florida will be better next year. The Hippies will be better next year for the teams that they're playing. So it's going to be a little bit of a process, but I think that it's going to be a positive one. And, you know, they will build their way climb their way to the top.
Well, we definitely appreciate you joining us and staying up late tonight. We're still trying to figure out if we're going to get the LA Bobcats to get a hold of us, but we're pretty much stoked about next week between Utah and Texas playing each other. It's always nice to get a 1 versus 2 matchup based on what you were talking about from a parity perspective. So we definitely appreciate you joining in. We tell you to get some sleep. It's 49-0, 35-7, and I think the other game's 23-0. But for you to tune in and watch a little bit of us and give us a call all the way across the ocean, we appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much.
Well, absolutely. You guys are doing a great job, and as we smooth out some of the technology that hasn't been done in women's football before, I know that you know, it's going to be even better and a great thing to watch, and I appreciate the effort and time you guys are putting in, and the U-Screen is going to be great, and it's been a lot of fun to watch the broadcast. You guys are doing a great job.
Well, thank you. Be safe coming back to the States. Thanks so much. We'll talk with you hopefully next week or the next. Thanks so much.
Well, we'll be in Utah next week, so if you're out there.
Oh, we'll be streaming. There's no doubt on that game. We're pretty pumped about that.
I might be a little busy next week.
I can hear that, and it's going to be hot. It's 3:00 Utah time, so I'm expecting heat to play an issue into that game, to say the least. Do say again?
It's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat. You're funny. I'm a Southern boy, so I don't understand that word. So I appreciate you sharing that with me. Take care of yourself, sir. Have a wonderful night.
It'll be a good game, and there'll be some other good games next week too. So it'll be a good week.
All right. Thank you. Thanks so much for joining us. Talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Gentlemen, we'll let you go ahead and bring back in the what's been going on in the game. It's 35-7 on that end.
The Spartans are running roughshod.
Yes, they are. I'm going to let it hand over to you. We do not have an LA Bobcat access on that part based on our understanding. So,
well, hey, just an update right here real quickly on what else is happening, because you're kind of seeing what's happening on the screens. The Alabama Fire up 34-0 over the New Orleans Hippies. And then the Bobcats and the Prowlers still both notched up at 0. You know, I'm watching. I'm kind of watching both games, Coach Chapman. By the way, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm here. Great to be back.
Can you got me in your ear?
I do. You hear me?
No.
Okay.
I do not. I just want to make sure that we're all together here, like one big happy family. Looks like we got a North Florida Puma down. Say something, Coach Chapman. Anyways, I'm watching both games, and I'm sure you are too.
I just watched these.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I like to hear your voice, buddy.
The elite Spartans are the term elite in their name is there for a reason. Man.
Oh yeah, you read that too. The Valdo.
Yes.
I like that guy.
Good stuff.
His kid's a good kicker.
Yeah, I can see that. I think she gets a lot of practice.
Yeah. I mean, because when I was watching her, she had good lift and everything on the kick. I mean, it was nice and high. That's one of the things you really struggle with a lot of times is, when you're kicking extra points and short field goals, you really got to get the ball off the ground.
And when I came back in here and I saw it said fourth quarter on the Atlanta game and it said 28-7, I was like, what, they did put their offense in their back pocket or what? And then now I see it's the third. So
yeah, well, that and Atlanta, Atlanta's. I'm a little disappointed. We're playing kind of sloppy.
yeah, but that's to be expected. I hate to say it that way, but if you look at it, we would look at it from the same aspect. You just dropped 55 on this team last week, and then they're coming to your place, and you're up 28-0 in the first quarter, and you're thinking, okay, that's it, that's a wrap. And then, I would assume that, the touchdown drive or however, North Florida scored.
It was a touchdown gift.
Okay.
It was one of those deals where it was like penalty.
So it was like a lot of touchdowns we give up late in games. Okay.
Right.
All right. It was the Covenant touchdown.
Right.
All right, got you. So, just watching Texas play, they're pretty good.
If the Phoenix does not play clean against a team like Texas, it will not go well.
So are you changing your prediction, Coach?
I'm watching, and the thing is, and it's so hard to say when you talk about a team like the Atlanta Phoenix, and you look at it, and I go, okay, because we've both been around football long enough to know that sometimes you play to the level of your opponent, especially when they jumped out on them like they did. It's really easy to let off the gas. But the difference is I see the Texas Elite Spartans that are head and shoulders above the Houston Heat, and they have
just stepped on their throat.
Right, they're slamming the door on them. They're driving nails in coffins over here, and that's a skill.
Yeah,
that's a learned skill.
There you go.
And the Phoenix is not a super old program. I would like to know the difference in the when both programs were established. I should know when Atlanta was established. Kind of embarrassed that I don't. I'm hoping that our statistician gets back in here, drafting somebody here for the punt team.
Again.
There we go. Got somebody out there. And the kick is barely away, and the punter goes down. I'm not sure if that was a flop or an actual getting hit.
This is a problem, a reoccurring problem for Atlanta, the punt hitting people. Up in the Elite Spartans game, there's a snap and a loss of more yardage. I mean, they've got 6 people on the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
And the sideline is deep. And there's a lot of good-looking athletes.
And they're into the game. I mean, it's a 49-0 game right here. And they just it looks like they get a turnover on downs, and everybody's up,
Well, that's one of the things is a lot of times when you're playing a game and you're really blowing somebody out, you'll have boneheaded stuff like there'll be a sudden change and somebody won't go out.
You mean a left guard might be sitting on the sideline
talking to a cheerleader?
Yeah,
because people kind of zone out when the game is obviously at hand.
Tall sweep up for Texas.
Good play right there.
Yeah. Interesting to see it. For Atlanta, they've kind of introduced us to some new backs tonight. I don't remember, I haven't seen as many Atlanta Phoenix games as you have, but I don't remember number 23 carrying the football as much in games.
Well, she had a big carry that got called back.
Yep.
She had a long run that got called back for a hold. And it wasn't like one of those where I go, oh, come on. No, it was a legit hold, like riding a back hold.
Yeah, I got to see that one. That was a definite collar and elbow takedown.
Yeah, 2.
Gordon Soley would have been proud. But the thing about Texas is they have a clear identity. You can see they've got certain things that they're going to do, and they're just going to keep doing them.
The Phoenix did have a really pretty touchdown that we were in the middle of a phone call. It was really nice. I mean, ball was on the money. I'm trying to think of who it was that caught it.
I didn't see the number because they're silver, but the uniforms are nice. But it was
Yeah,
tried to run a play action on that thing, and it looks like the back went the wrong way, and then she just turned around and fired a perfect strike to the back corner of the
I mean, it
end
was
zone.
perfect.
It was.
And there was no chance for anybody to get it but the receiver. I mean, it was really nicely done.
Getting a little ground action of the elite Spartans out there, up 49-0. Was that the Houston Heat?
It is.
Counterplay, balls on the ground. Things that you don't want to see in a game like that.
That's the other thing is we've had probably 3 or 4 fumbles.
Really?
Between bad snaps or mishandled snaps, I should say.
Bad part about that was that play was fixing to go somewhere. There was a huge hole.
That's the second bad handoff.
I mean, there was a huge hole.
And I'm not even sure who to blame that on. You probably know that better than I do.
I'm going to say this. It looked like we were getting the loaf of bread handoff right there. Nice play down there. Touchdown for Texas.
See you.
That's a really nice. That was just a little fake of the dive and an inside release. Wasn't even really a slant. It was like she got inside the corner and just bent it up the field and hit it right in stride. That's just timing, man. That's just things that you do.
That was really nice.
Now I got down here. It's got spread look for the Phoenix. Snap. Going to throw the post. Going to hit the post.
And there she goes. See you.
And going to go.
Man, look at that. Back to back. See you touchdown. Why would you do that?
Don't block behind
Why would
the play.
No, I don't think there's going to be a flag, but do not block behind the football.
Once again, timing, coach.
For the love of all that is holy.
Kick is up and good for the Spartans. It's 56-0.
Who is it that caught that? Is that Mosley that caught it? I can't see that number.
Is that 15?
Is that 1-5?
Looks like it.
That's going to be Brandy Pringle.
Well, whoever caught it was flying.
Brandy was a running back a couple years ago. I remember calling her name quite a bit.
Well, that was a nice throw and catch right there. They got it one-on-one on the weak side, singled up, hit right in stride in the middle of the field. And as you'd say, the scoreboard flips, the band plays. The extra point's going to be good.
Good job right there. Good snap, good hold, good kick by Williamson.
And that process has gotten so much better since week 1.
About 7 minutes left in the third quarter right here.
And you got 42, so you're looking at 63.
The Spartans looking to score 100.
I don't even think they got a scoreboard.
It's 56-0. But, the thing is, it was 49-0. And the Heat loaded the box, so they threw a play-action pass. I mean, I can't really be mad about that, because, there's a lot of talk about, if you're up, you shouldn't throw the ball. Well, so I should run into the teeth of the monster?
Yeah, I understand.
That doesn't make any sense.
And I understand, if you're – here was the thing that always got me. I was fortunate enough to coach at a place where we might have a 50-point lead at halftime. And so when you came out at second half, you could run your offense because you were going to run it with your second string, your JV, your ninth grade. So you could pretty much call the plays the way you were going to call it at the beginning of the game just to see if those young guys could execute it or if your backup players could execute it. Sometimes it ain't always like that, though. Here's the kick from the Phoenix. Tried to drop it in the middle of the field, and they did.
They keep giving.
Oh, wow. Nice tackle.
They've given up the right side a couple times where they've given up the edge.
Number 5 right there.
That's Crystal Reese.
Crystal Reese stopped that from going any further.
She's played really well on special teams.
That's going to be 1st down and 10 for the North Florida Pumas.
She's also the return person for the Phoenix. You don't usually find the return person and a headhunter in the same person.
Nope, you do not. I had a weird one like that. I had a wide receiver that played outside wide receiver, who are normally the people that are the least physical on the whole team. That was a headhunter on our kickoff team. And when he was getting recruited, he ended up signing at North Carolina State University. Played wide receiver up there. And one of the coaches' remarks was, I would recruit him just to play on kickoff team. He's the first guy down every time.
Is that one of the Huffmans?
That was Jamichael Ramos.
Ramos, okay.
All right.
All right.
Option.
Nice.
Counter option and great defense. I mean, perfect defense. Had somebody on the dive, had somebody on the quarterback, and had somebody scraping to the pitch. That's a 1 yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 9. Nice play.
Was that number 19, Christina Cooper, on the
Looked
play?
like it.
Hey, April, can you hear us okay?
I can.
All right. Hey, April, I got Adam and Craig here. We've had a couple of good phone calls here today. Talk to us about your first home game here at Pebblebrook.
It's nothing short of what I thought it would be. It's extremely exciting. My girls were ready. I mean, initially I thought that we needed to start the season with a home game, but I'm kind of liking that we started it away to get the jitters out before we showed ourselves off to our fans here at home. So the first showing shows that we're clicking on all cylinders, and they look cohesive. They look together. They look like they played together for a long time. But again, my girls have played together for a while. I mean, I retained about 85% of my squad that I have for the past 2 years. So and we look like it. We look like we played together before. So I'm real happy.
Well, we're good on that part. Talk to us a little bit about what you plan to do over the next 2 weeks. We got a bye here. We don't see you until, nearly 3 weeks from now against the Alabama Fire. We did speak to the Alabama Fire tonight. As we've had several different phone calls. Talk to us a little bit about what's going to happen over the next 3 weeks.
Well, let me see. What's going to happen over the next few weeks when we have this time off? I'm going to get some sleep. How about that? I'm going to get some sleep. And we've played 3 weeks consistently. None of the teams that we played have taken it light on us. It's just a really hard hit. So within these 3 weeks, they're gonna just take care of their bodies and take a little bit of the time to heal up and just rest their bodies. We're gonna get in the gym and we'll do some weight training on the gym and put our weight up. And but mostly we're gonna get in the classroom and do some learning as well. And I think that we've got a really good physical team, but there's some issues that we have. I think that we could pull together better with some classroom time. So we're going to do some learning.
Okay, well, that's good on that part. We're excited about that. Everybody wants to talk about this Utah Falcons versus the Texas Elite. The Texas Elite game looks like it has just ended, 56-0. The Heat has said, hey, we've had enough. They've actually ended before you all. So we're on a soul game. The LA Bobcats were not able to get a game against the Prowlers, meaning televised. I know that game's going on, and the Fire were able to take care of the Hippies. So playing both teams here, do we expect to get a full third quarter? We're 4 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Do we feel like we're going to get a full game here with the Phoenix? Phoenix versus the Pumas.
I think that we're going to get a full third quarter. I think we're going to get a full game. They were able to make some adjustments, I believe, in the second quarter where we didn't score. So this is a team that, despite the score being 42-7, they have made some stops against us. And so I don't know. Me being a lover of women's football altogether, I like the progress that I've seen with the North Florida Pumas, and I like that we've been able to be stopped. It's just really good for football, women's football, that we have some competition that's able to stop us. Maybe I'm being a little bit too, nice, but if I'm thinking about the progress and if I'm thinking about the advancement of the entire league, we want to see teams that are able to stop us at some point. We don't want this to be like a UConn basketball kind of thing. So, we're going to see a full game, and we're going to see North Florida grow and develop and become better as a result of them having played in this game and at this level of competitiveness.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. We enjoy being able to bring the WNFC to life here on this wonderful channel here with the Atlanta Phoenix and the North Florida Pumas. We had some 2 good games we were able to bring to the group. We've had some good viewership. We've had some great phone calls. Had the CEO, if I'm not mistaken, was the CEO, Adam?
Yes.
It was the CEO. He was over in Eastern Europe. He gave us a call. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, but he still wanted to chime in, so that was nice. And had the Alabama Fire general manager call in. So, April, we appreciate everything that you're doing for the Women's National Football Conference, and we look forward to seeing y'all take on the Alabama Fire here against here in 3 weeks at Pebblebrook. Anything your fans should know? Come out. How much do the tickets cost?
Yeah, sure. Our games at home. If they know a player, ask the player. The tickets for players are $10. If they show up to the gate, it's $12. But we have an amazing online system, and we did a lot of online sales and a lot of online push. So we like to see them get their tickets early so that they can come right in without standing in line. That's really the fastest way to get the tickets. But again, if they can support a player by getting the ticket from a player, that would be awesome. And I want to say a big thank you to our sponsor for today's game, Dream Medical, and he's gracious enough. He came out today and paying for a ticket, paying for a plane ticket for our players to make the trip to Dallas. And so we have phenomenal sponsors that do great things like that for us, and that's what makes it possible for us to bring something like this to Atlanta.
Well, we look forward to seeing that game here in a couple of weeks against the Texas Elite. You take care of yourself. We'll talk with you soon. Go Phoenix. Go WNFC. Everybody take care. Have a wonderful Easter. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see what happens. They've been sitting there having a conference for a little bit, so we're wondering what the outcome is. So thanks so much, and we'll be in touch with you, okay?
Thanks.
All right, April. Bye-bye. What's going on, gentlemen?
My guess, it looked like the coaches were kind of jawing at each other a little bit.
I could feel that a
And
little bit.
I think this is
About done?
you either call the dogs off or we're headed for the house. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, I'm spitballing here.
It's hard to tell.
And what's neat is, and I don't want to go back, but I would love to know that they had a wonderful meeting down here with the two here. I'll throw this up here, and of course they just paused it, and I'll roll it back here. They brought the camera on site. Both teams, the Heat and the Elite Spartans, got together to kind of have a little pep rally. Hey, great camaraderie. And I can feel like that between North Florida and the Phoenix, there is no love lost. Would you agree?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think there's just from looking at that meeting, there was some feelings that have been hurt.
That's a good thought process, man. I appreciate you even saying it like that.
Yeah, I think she's far more confident in a full game than I am.
Yeah, what I was hoping is that April would be in the middle of a conversation and they'd have called the game in the middle of that.
Oh, one hopper right there.
Yeah, and there she
She'll
goes.
roll out to the left.
You got to get rid of that ball.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the conversation was about, but I know we were in the shotgun 8 yards deep, and the snap went 6 yards. So the fact that we just got on the ball was a good thing right there.
Yeah, I like the snaps when they're one hopper.
So we definitely have some good games next week. The Phoenix are off for 2, but that doesn't mean WNFC TV Live will not be in full effect. We'll be bringing you some coast-to-coast action, talking about a recap of the first 3 weeks, giving some highlights, telling you what's going on in the world, hopefully being able to answer some of your phone calls, throwing out some tweets as well. It's always nice to have a little Twitter action going on and seeing what's going on in the world. So it's always interesting to see. Gentlemen,
Good Lord.
what's happening here?
Oh, hello.
God bless America.
Yes,
There's going to be the flag. They were going to call it false start.
they held off a little bit from that.
The ball got bowled back there.
Yes, they did.
And then somebody decided to take out all the frustration from the last 2 weeks and destroy the quarterback. And, I can already hear. I didn't hear the whistle.
Yeah.
So I have a question.
I'm listening.
All right, because I just got in here. The San Diego Surge, have they had back-to-back off weeks
Yes,
after playing
yeah.
one game?
Yes, everybody has two buys, and a lot of times it is back-to-back.
So they played one game and had back-to-back off weeks.
Right. I mean, and that's the first thing we've kind of talked about. I even brought that up with April. Alabama Fire's on a two-game bye. So is the Phoenix. The Surge will be coming out of that bye this next week.
That's rough.
Well, that could either be really good or really bad.
Yep. You would hate, the fact that they look so good, so fluid on offense, then you take back-to-back weeks off.
Oh, I agree.
That growth between game 1 and game 2 is going to start between game 2 and game 3 now. Right in the middle again.
Mostly.
Touchdown.
Quick pick 6 right there.
Is that number 8 or number 6?
I think it's number 6, Mosley.
Man, that was nice again. Nice
Again,
throwing
the silver
catch.
numbers, though, especially under the lights, man.
Yeah.
Like,
But, I mean, this is something we didn't see last year a lot out of the Phoenix. The being able to push the ball down the field consistently. And they've done a great job just in the last 2 possessions.
they attacked the seams quite a bit this evening. I had people running wide open, just couldn't connect.
That's an interesting thing to think about. You're going to get a lot of teams that are going to be very cognizant of their ability to run the football.
Good job right there
Kick is good.
by Williamson.
And like I said, since week 1 to now, that process has become, nearly automatic because early on in the season, that was a troublesome thing. Of course, the weather could have been a big factor in that,
Oh, I
too.
definitely think with that rain that came in Alabama, and then we didn't know necessarily what was happening with the North Florida game as well. So,
But it looks solid tonight. And 49-7 looks solid, too. Looks like they'll go to 3-0 on the season rather easily.
well, and they're sitting at number 4, and they're not. The irony is that they're not able to trump the San Diego Surge, who's sitting at number 3. To me, I am looking forward to the Elite in the Utah game. I'm going to go over go over the extra mile here, and hopefully we'll be able to get some of that game. I've got to work with my filmer out there in the Elite and see what we can do to do that. Unfortunately, I was hoping that the LA Bobcats were able to give us something on the Prowlers, but it does not look like that's the case tonight. That they're not going to be able to scroll that game and give us any information of what's going on.
Prowlers may not have wanted that game scrolled.
Well, I mean, they're a brand new league. That was their first game, and they actually take 2 weeks off as it is. A week off after that. They're kind of in the midst of forming their own league. So to me, it's hats off to them trying to get things started on their end to see what's occurring from the Phoenix perspective, which is awesome. I mean, to say the least. I'm never one person to kind of look and say, hey, they don't got a chance, but it's nice to see that. And they are kind of testing the signal to see if they can run the game. And it looks like y'all keep talking, and I'll see if I can get the game up. Looks like we might have a game here.
All right, good deal.
All right, here comes North Florida out here to try to stop the bleeding. There's a snap. Quarterback rolls to her right.
Not going to roll
And
very
is
far.
going to be sacked. Brought down by J-Rock. That was number 8, Santina Bryant at quarterback.
She's going to lose about 6. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 16.
She's typically a runner.
And we're
Although
going
I
to
guess
the fourth
so is
quarter.
Rocky Phillips. She runs quite a bit as well. It's going to take us to the fourth quarter. I've been kind of hard on the Phoenix this evening, and again, I feel like I've watched enough of these games with these ladies playing to know what they're capable of, and when they don't come in with that, it frustrates me. Just because, it's just little things. The thing is I'm in agreement with April that they play well together. They are definitely a team. There's no question about that. But it's little things. Bad snaps, a bad handoff, a personal foul, pre-snap penalties. Those kind of things, those get me.
Well, what little I've seen of the Elite Spartans, you do that in that game, it ain't going to end well.
Well, and like we talked about, it's so easy. You just beat the same group to death. And now you got to play them again. It's hard it's hard to take that serious.
Yep.
And so,
And you're starting the fourth quarter, and that's your second. You had a sack. Now you got a tackle for a loss, and they're sitting at third down and about 17.
it's 49 to 7.
It's 49 to 7. You know, you're going to get the football back.
And you're going to score
You're
again.
going to score again, and everybody's going to feel good. And then you're going to take 2 weeks off, and that 2 weeks off, you're hoping in that 2 weeks off that you're getting better. And you're not thinking about the 2 teams you just beat to death in 3 weeks. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you got to get ready.
Yep, because
they play the Alabama Fire May 11th. And if anybody watched that first game, it was a barn burner for the first half.
It was. But I will say that ball got hit.
I thought they were throwing a screen the way the pressure came. I really thought that they just released.
Well, the 2-3 techniques right there just destroyed the guards. There's no other way to say it, as in both guards right there got forklifted backwards.
Well, you got to give the courtesy of yelling "look out" at least. Yeah. Turn around, yell "run for your life." Or
that's the same courtesy I'm giving tomorrow when I hit the food at my mom's house. I'm gonna yell "look out" and tell everybody to get out of the way because there's going to be ham and chicken and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're going non-traditional. We're going steaks tomorrow.
There you go.
And North Florida's out to punt, and they get it off.
They have a hide punt. They hide the punter in between the 2 up backs.
And the ball kind of rolls out of bounds before Reese can get to it.
Did you see there's somebody waiting on the center. And after she snapped the ball, when she got her head up and took about 3 steps, she just got pile-drived.
That's a wise decision. A lot of times the center runs free down the field.
There's somebody sitting right there playing Red Rover waiting on the center. And when she came over, it was not a nice thing. So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Phoenix at the 42. And the clock is going to run. It appears that the running clock has been instituted right here.
Well, I would certainly think so. I'm surprised it wasn't running in third period.
I think it was in Texas.
I think so as well.
Yeah, that game ended really, really rapidly because it went from 49-0 to 56-0 to the end of the game. Because if it had been regular time, that might be 137-0.
Who's that in the backfield? Who's that at tailback?
I don't know. I can't see the number.
Is that Wheeler? Langley under center. Give around the right side. No. Who was that? 40. Is that 43? 40.
Number 40.
Number 40 was not on my roster. We might need to update with the white jersey roster. I think maybe we're missing a couple folks.
Probably so.
The international woman of mystery run the ball right there.
It's really nice taking all the phone calls tonight and talking to all those people, because I do admire this simply because I watch a lot of things that are not on this same level.
Yes.
And not just, I'm not talking about athletically. I'm talking about organizationally. I'm talking about, preparation. I'm talking about all those things, because when I think about coaching, those are things that are really, really important. Simply because, you can have we've played teams before where they were much better than we were, and they lost.
Yeah.
Because they weren't prepared.
Or they prepared for something that we didn't do anymore.
Or they prepared the wrong way, or they didn't prepare as well as we did, or whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
But the preparation of the teams in the WNFC, I mean, when you think about that, you've got, probably 7, maybe 8 really good teams. That's impressive.
Tall sweep.
Yeah, here it comes.
And there it goes.
Yeah,
in a hurry.
Downhill.
Cut back.
Nope, that ain't happening.
Gone.
Yeah. Number 57 acts like she wants to. Oh, there you go.
That's a good job. That was nice right there. Did you see him turn out the end right there? lead up on the linebacker and just get straight downhill on the toss.
Great run right there by Shadella Reese, tackled by the end zone.
Shadella Reese just made Larry Mortensen proud because that's the way he taught the toss. Downhill. That was impressive right there.
She did. She saw the same and she took it.
And that was 3rd down and long, okay? Let's just go ahead and put that. That was not 3rd down and 3. That was 3rd down and 13. And that was a toss sweep that just went 60-plus on 3rd and 13 with a bullet in a hurry.
There's a good snap, good holes, up
good.
and through.
Hammered, too.
Yeah.
It's funny, I sitting out there looking, it's April the 20th, and everybody's got gloves and stuff on.
I was making a comment earlier, the coaches, one of them had on like a ski mask. I was like, that's a bit extreme. You know, it's not that cold. Although I did wear a sweatshirt today, which is not something I normally do.
I cut the grass outside today in a hoodie. Yeah, and I did cut the grass in the rain.
Not something you – see, you're a better man than I am.
Well, I had to because I found, like, people in my grass. They were like, we got lost walking through your yard. Couldn't find our way out. So.
Yeah, I cut mine the other day after I got home from school.
So 3 plays, 56 to 7. I mean, a bolt to the end zone. I mean, it's, you know, as much as we have talked about the little things that the Phoenix have done wrong, they've obviously done a lot right.
There's no doubt about it. There's way more right than wrong.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
But us as coaches, we're always going to dwell on the things that are wrong.
You know, and that's one of the things. Nice kick right there. She's just going to drop it in.
Nice job of staying outside over here.
And she's
now
trying to find
coverage.
the edge. And
that was great
I guess
coverage.
they're going to call a face mask.
Either that or a horse collar.
But, you know, as a coach, I can remember kids saying to me, you know, you're never happy. We beat somebody 41-7, and you're still not happy. And my point was there was things we needed to improve on. You know, and I am very sparing with my praise anyway. My wife tells me I have to work on that, especially with my children. But that's just one of those things, like, you know, as well as they played tonight, if I was coaching the Phoenix team, all I would be able to think about is the mishandled balls and the penalties. That's all that would be running through my mind, and I would absolutely blast them on Sunday afternoon.
And I think they did call a horse collar, although that, you know, motion by the referee looked like he said it was personal foul slashing. So
slashing penalty.
Sorry, in the arena game today that I had, I'm pretty sure somebody got boarded. It looked like a hockey play. Guy just hip checked a dude over the board.
That's awesome.
It was hilarious. First and 10 right here.
Just right formation, gun. There's a snap. Quarterback drops, slings it out.
Picked.
And I thought that one was going to get picked off right there.
There's a sign of sportsmanship right there.
Yeah, that's always good to see. Because, you know, at this point, it could get pretty chippy.
There is one thing that North Florida has done tonight. Last week they were running that play, and they were sliding the line all the way to the right, and the back was going all the way to the right, and nobody was blocking the backside defensive end. And we made the comment several times on the broadcast that, you know, if you didn't get the ball off in time, that it was going to hurt. But I'm telling you right now, that at least they made that adjustment, and they got out of the bone. So what do we have here?
Looks like a timeout from the Pumas. I didn't see a real clear signal there.
Nobody gave a signal. They just waved stop the clock, and everybody ran off the field. So
everybody go chill.
Digging the Phoenix helmets, though. I ain't going to lie to you.
I do like those.
So a couple of things about the playoffs that are coming up here, just to kind of give everybody a particular update.
Playoffs?
Yeah, playoffs. Who knew anything about playoffs? They are going to take the top 2 teams, or top 4 teams from each region. They're going to play on June 13th and June 15th. So just kind of go with me on this. June 13th, 4 teams play from the Atlantic Conference.
Okay.
4 teams play from the Pacific Conference in their different locations.
All right.
Then on the 15th, they turn around 2 days later and play their championship.
All right, so Okay.
So 13th and 15th are going to get a little crazy.
All right.
On that, to say the least.
And then the 26th is
29th.
29th is because we leave the 28th for Denver.
Yes. It's so cute. Rent you out for a party.
So you're going to play. So it's conceivable that Atlanta could play
13th and the 15th.
Alabama for just throwing a team out there. They could play Alabama on the 13th and turn around and play Texas on the 15th.
Yes.
Wow.
So, yeah,
That brings a whole new meaning to the words advanced scouting.
Right. I mean, to kind of have an idea of what you're getting yourself into. I mean, the one that I want to see is the Pacific side.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Because I actually think right now nobody's, when you look at the Atlantic Conference and you throw up, you realistically see the Texans and Atlanta meeting in the championship at this point. I'm not trying to say anything from Florida or Alabama.
No, but you got to call it like you see it.
Right. I mean, based on what we've seen up to this point, as long as everybody stays healthy. But that other side, goodness gracious. I mean, you got Utah.
You and I argue about that because you got Utah.
I mean,
I think Utah and the Surge are the two best teams on that side. He says Seattle.
I like Seattle, and
Seattle plays a different style. They're a little bit more.
And I wouldn't put anything past the Nighthawks, man. I just, that whole group just seems like a different bird over there.
See, I think
somebody's going to catch the raw end of that deal, though.
I think the four best teams on that side are Utah, the Surge, the Rebellion, and Seattle.
Oh, I could see Utah and L.A. playing themselves in that first game on the 13th.
I know the LA beat the Rebellion. I still think the Rebellion's a better football team.
Okay, but even if you say that, I mean, we're looking at this. They look like they might be. Are they done? Are they throwing the ball up in the air here and shaking hands?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay. Well.
Yep, that's it. They have thrown out the white flag and said, "Hey, we've had enough." With 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, with a running clock here in the fourth, they've said they've had enough in that direction.
They didn't want to punt again.
No, they didn't. But in many ways, it's 10 o'clock. We're still waiting for was hoping we could get something on the LA Bobcats. Not at this point. So I was hoping to get a little bit of update on the Phoenix Prowlers. They looked like they were going to stream, and then they went dead, meaning that they had some information, but it didn't come across. So it was one of those, okay, well, we couldn't do that, so that is A-okay in that direction. So, but gentlemen, I appreciate everything that y'all do here for the Score 58 Network. This is a final here. The Atlanta Phoenix over the North Florida Pumas, 56-7, increasing their record to 3-0, dropping the Pumas to 1-2. Looks like the Alabama Fire improved to 2-1, so we have a 2-1 versus a 3-0 team matchup, which was a good first half in Alabama. I mean, it was 6-0 at the first half, and then things kind of got back into motion.
And if we're being honest, that first half was dominated by Alabama until the last 4 minutes.
Right, and it took a little bit of time. So now you're taking 2 weeks off, so it could be an interesting game. You talk about Alabama's got a lot to play for. They can come up and get a victory here. They can drop them down. I mean, it's definitely a different thing. Looking for that 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
Yeah, you don't want to have to play Texas in the first round.
No, you got to be the 2 seed. I mean, bottom line is in that sense. I mean, I'm very curious to see how the Texas matchup occurs, but I'm trying not to look ahead in many ways. So we appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight. Thank you for the phone calls and looking after us on that end. Gentlemen, we'll be multicasting next week with some IAFL, Independent American Football League, dealing with the Atlanta Tigers and the Horsemen.
All right.
And we'll be doing some women's football. Hopefully we'll get some games going on here with the women's football. We'll see what's going on. There's many games going. I'm Bowman Mike with Adam and Craig. Gentlemen, happy Easter. Hope you have a wonderful time with your families tomorrow, and don't eat too much to get yourself into a coma to do that on that part. And everybody else out in the big wide world, y'all take care of yourselves. I'm Bowman Michael with Score 58 Network. Thanks for joining us here tonight on the WNFC TV Live.